It's been a year in the making, guys. And finally, we're back with one of the most chaotic fan games that I've ever witnessed in my life. Next to SDRA 2, Danganronpa Despair Time. I loved what I saw with chapter 1 and the beginning of chapter 2. We saw daily life and also a little bit of trial 2. And we saw David completely go madman. All right, he's the manipulative a-hole in this game. I still think it's a facade. I feel like David is a good guy at the end of the day, but we'll see. I hear he's a fan favorite nowadays, so I'm kind of interested to see how his character plays out in this trial, because we left off on a cliffhanger where he just showed his true personality, quote unquote. So yeah, this is going to be very interesting. Terako has been a phenomenal protagonist. I told you guys that I really love her. She is my favorite protagonist of all of the fangans. She's just great. Chapter 1 for this fangan was very tame. I feel like the trial is where we got to see something different. That's where I really fell in love with Terako. And then jumping into chapter 2, my mind was blown. I didn't know what was going on, man. It was chaotic, but here we are. We're here. I have refreshed my mind on the investigation for Trial 2, and also I watched the beginning of Trial 2 again. So we're jumping in with a refreshed mind because it's been way too long. There was no way I was going to be able to remember what the heck was happening. You know, there's just too many little details. So hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and check out all of the links in the description down below, and watch this for yourselves first, and then come watch the reaction. I would really appreciate that. With that being said, let's just jump into it. Chapter 2, episode 12. Let's do it. All right, David, show me what you got. I'm so excited. Darn it. Terako, we really screwed up.
Huh? Whoa.
What's wrong? This whole trial. We've been going down the wrong path. What is it? What's the matter?
Think about it this way.
The evidence against David. In fact, our entire line of reasoning hinges on the fact that RA must have been killed around 7:30 p.m. last night. Yeah? Yes.
It seems that...
But the primary reason we believe the murder occurred at that time is because of the fish found at the crime scene. I remember that too. Yeah? Where are we going with this? From that, Terako concluded that since the killer accessed the relaxation room for water, the murder couldn't have occurred during nighttime. So unless I'm missing some other piece of evidence that explains it, why couldn't the killer simply have taken the water during daytime and stored it for later use? I didn't think of that. Oh, that's a good point. It is. Uh-oh. Terako's not happy about that. In other words, we're completely wrong about the time of the murder. RA very much could have been killed at night.
That's...
completely right. I made a mistake.
no chance.
But the killer lured out RA with a note that specifically said to meet them at 7:30 p.m., right? That doesn't really mean anything.
That doesn't prove anything.
Wait, but that doesn't mean the murder 100% didn't happen last evening. It only means that she could have also been killed later, right? No, RA was murdered in the morning. She must have been. Oh, you think so? Something so obvious. How did I overlook it? Why didn't I realize? Huh? Yeah, what is she talking about? I'm so stupid. Don't beat yourself up. I was the first person to see RA's body when I found her. Well, her body's swinging?
That's...
Oh, her body was swinging back and forth. Even accounting for the fans, if her body was swinging like that, it must mean she was moved fairly recently.
perhaps...
Oh. Ah, was she like that when you found her? As I was not the first person to enter the crime scene, I thought that movement was caused by the disturbance of those who entered before me. It's fair to think that way. Only the first group of people who discovered the body could have noticed that. Me, Wit, and Eden.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry for not noticing it. To be honest, I was upset at the time. I didn't want to show it, but I was pretty upset. I was busy helping Eden. My B. And Terako? Your excuses? Uh-oh. I don't have one. I just didn't notice.
Oh, great.
In other words, RA died at 7:30 a.m. He led us all astray by claiming otherwise.
What a bother.
And now we all have to backtrack. We must discard any conclusions we have drawn from everyone's alibis or lack thereof. In addition, we would have to rethink the sequence of events surrounding Ari's murder by quite a bit. Yeah. That's kind of a big mistake, isn't it? I suppose we all did believe that assumption of yours, Teriko. Did you mislead the trial by accident, or did you do it on purpose? Either way, that mistake of yours is costly. Ouch. I'm sorry. Oh, David's gonna say something. It's my fault. I made a mistake, a stupid one, and because of that, I messed up the trial.
But I'll fix my mistake.
There you go. See, that's my girl. I'll think more carefully from now on and solve this case. That is all.
Pathetic.
Wow, did commandeering that last trial feed your ego too much? After a whole hour of correcting other people, you probably ended up thinking that you were too smart for your own good. I'm so embarrassed on your behalf. You're not supposed to make mistakes, Teriko.
Stop that!
As she has apologized, it's only fair that we should not linger on this much longer. The most productive thing to do is to continue moving forward.
Wait a minute.
Wait a second. If RA died so recently, like you're suggesting, shouldn't there be other cues that hint towards the time of death? Like her body should still be warm? Although, if water was used in the murder, it's possible that her body was drenched in water at some point and then quickly dried off by the fans. Yeah? In that case, the evaporation would have quickly leached her corpse of heat. Okay, never mind. I answered my own question. Yeah, you did. Sorry. The hell? Are you saying that water evaporating makes stuff colder?
How stupid are you?
You're an athlete who doesn't know how sweat works? Right. It seems like there are still gaps in my knowledge. The range of human stupidity is far greater than I previously thought. Charles is a savage. Counterpoint. The doctor looked at the body. What were you doing, Arturo? You complained about Teriko forcing us to backtrack, but isn't this kind of your fault? Yeah, it is.
That's true.
Indeed. In the last trial, his autopsy failed us as well. Either he's hiding something from us, or his medical skills aren't as good as he claims. Ooh, we might have a fake doctor on our hands. You shut your whore mouth.
What do you know?
Over and over. How many times will you all insult my practice? I'm a plastic surgeon. Do you understand? Not a paramedic. Not a coroner.
So what?
Yeah, but a plastic surgeon should still know how to autopsy, dipshit.
How dare you?
How old do you think the average surgeon is? Fresh out of high school? No. The rest of them are already in their 40s, having wasted away their youth. I'm 18 goddamn years old. You all are so presumptive, acting as if you know anything about medicine. You know nothing. You simply assume that there's something out there that all doctors should know that I don't. I started studying medicine when I was 12. 12! All that amounts to is 6 years of medical training, and yet you all expect me to have the same amount of knowledge as a doctor twice my age? I mean, maybe? Do you understand how incredible it is that someone as young as me, with this little training, can be one of the top plastic surgeons in the country? I forgot that he was a plastic surgeon. Absolutely not. Because you feeble-minded scum, I was not able to get this far in such a short amount of time because I specialized in plastic surgery and nothing else. I neglected everything that wasn't immediately relevant to my goals. You can mockingly say I study the bare minimum if you want, but in the end, I'm the best of the best. And quite frankly, you all should be awed at my skill. Oh, calm down. I apologize.
This is
Oh,
so much
what an adorable reaction to having the only thing you're good at insulted.
Do me a favor.
I would very much prefer it if we kept our discussion relevant to the murder. If you find yourself needing to vent your anger, you're free to increase the number of dents in the wall of the computer lab.
Oh, frig.
Jeez, you trip and faceplant into the wall once and this guy will never let you forget it. Hey, huh? Isn't that destruction of property? I let it slide because it was funny. Does anyone else have any other counterpoints against RA dying at 7:30 a.m.?
Moving on.
If RA died shortly before a body was found, then we conclude that the murder must have happened between 7:30 a.m. and 8 a.m.
I don't get it.
Are you saying the Blackened could have committed murder in such a short time? That doesn't seem right.
Think about it this way.
The murder itself happened during that time, but gathering materials and setting up any mechanisms used for that murder is a separate matter. Yeah, they definitely had to plan this all out and get it ready. It's entirely possible that the killer made the necessary preparations at a different time. Exactly. Most likely, they would have done so during nighttime, since at night there's a much smaller chance of someone walking in on you. Facts.
Thing is,
That being said, we need to rethink alibis. The problem with that is, from nighttime to that early in the morning, it's totally possible that none of us even have alibis. Most of us wake up at 8 a.m. As early as 7:30, we would all still be asleep. Yeah, I was definitely asleep at that time. I don't have an alibi in the morning. Neither does Charles. Do none of us have alibis during the true time of murder? Actually, I have an alibi, as does David. Were you guys talking? David. Oh shit. I went to breakfast super early because I was trying to shake off Arturo. David was in the cafeteria as well as at that time. Oh yeah, and Veronica was there too, I guess. I love Veronica. I think she's amazing. It makes me a little sad that I was the last person you remembered. Am I but a side character to you? No, you're the main character. Actually, no, sorry, that's Terrico. But yes, Jay, David, and I were all having early breakfast at around 7:30 a.m. None of us could possibly be the murderer. Whoops. Gosh, I really should have skipped breakfast that day. Waking up early isn't even that fun, you know? It's not. And no one appreciates the effort I put into making myself look like a competent human being who has the shit together. Now you look like Shobai. David, without a doubt, you lied about being Ari's murderer, especially now that we know that you're one of the few people who couldn't have murdered her.
Really now?
Well, when you put it that way, I suppose it's within the realm of possibility that I've been completely lying about everything for the past 2 hours. I love that pose.
What's wrong with you?
Dude, what the fuck? Why would you lie and make us think you killed Are? You do know that an incorrect vote will get everyone killed, right? That includes you. David, why? If I tried to explain why, would you even believe me? After all, everyone thinks I'm some sort of compulsive liar now.
Get off your high horse.
Don't give me that crap. Jericho's already apologized for misleading the trial by accident. So you can do the same. And she's Terrico of all people. I'm Terrico of all people? Harsh. So don't think you can weasel out of an explanation for misleading the trial on purpose.
Even so.
Besides, to try to get everyone killed, yourself included, I'm sure you must have a remarkably interesting motivation. So please do tell me. Oh, and don't say something as boring as I want to kill myself. I have no interest in such mundane reasons. Please, I'm an extremely interesting person full of joyous zest for life.
The truth is,
Hmm?
I killed Are.
Cap. I don't even believe it. Anybody that says that when they give into it and they go, "Oh yeah, I killed the person," it's always a lie. I do not believe that, not even one bit. He's
What's
lying.
wrong with you?
We're already past that. Stop messing around. Just a little joke. Yeah, there it is. Okay.
You know,
It's true that I didn't kill RA, nor was I planning to. I only said whatever was necessary to make you all think I did. Yeah, we know. We've been there. We've done it. We remember. Hell, I didn't even think to take the blame for her death until halfway through this trial. If I knew it was going to come to this, I would have actually tried looking at the crime scene. Even so, lying about all that wasn't easy. Even I like to have good relations with others, however fake they might be, and I had to throw that all away. I know that no one will ever trust me, believe in me, or look up to me again after this. Do you want people to look up to you? But doing good things requires sacrifice. Sometimes that sacrifice is being seen as a good person. That's what I learned from Xander. Even if doing something will make you hated, if that action is for a greater good, then it's an action that you have to take. kind of understand where he's coming from. Xander is a good person. He's the only good person I've ever known. I swear. I'll follow in his footsteps and...
Get everyone killed in the class trial?
Sheesh.
Is a good person? Are you hearing yourself right now?
Tereko has a rebuttal.
Which reason could he possibly have for trying to kill me and everyone else here?
I'm sure he had a good reason. I believe that he did. Xander is not the kind of person to do anything for frivolous purposes.
You believe that he had a good reason? Based on what? The 3 days you spent with a fan who was too infatuated with the ideal of you to treat you like an actual human?
Shut up!
Oh! Oh! Whoa! Let's all take a few deep breaths. No need to yell. Look at you, Tereko, trying to pass judgment on Xander as if you knew him at all. Didn't even know him well enough to tell when he was trying to stab you. Not wrong.
You're delusional.
You and everyone else listening, I do so kindly request that you pretty please stop talking about Xander at all if you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. It pisses me off to no end. So we have a Xander fanboy here. After all, it's still unbelievable to me that I'm the only person here who remembered him. Even if you all lost a year of memories for this killing game, there's no reason you shouldn't have recognized who he was. What are you talking about?
You piss me off.
Why should I explain myself? He's dead. Isn't that good enough for you? Don't try and pretend like you fucking care about him at all. Then exactly what kind of a good deed were you trying to perform by pretending to be RA's killer? Ugh. Is there something in your life that you value more than the lives of 16 people? Good question. What? I believe I was clear enough. 15 lives. Some of them are very dear to you. The music is hitting here! And your own life as well. Is there anything at all that could be more important to you than those 16 human lives? That's... Fucking course not. What kind of question is that? No one should ever have any reason to let 16 people die. That piano hit, didn't it? I see. If your answer to that question is no, then we'll never understand each other. So there's no point in me trying to explain why I do the things that I do. David.
Stop.
You're avoiding the question, and you know it. Answer me. Why are you doing this? I'm giving you one last chance to explain yourself.
I'm so
One
sorry.
last chance? Then what? You kill me? Oh my gosh. I'm so scared. Please spare me. Oof. Tough crowd. Ugh. Fine. You want an answer so badly? Any answer? We're in a television show after all. That's what Mono TV said, right? Entertainment is an ongoing show. If Min successfully got away with the first murder and escaped while we all died, then isn't that way less interesting for a TV show? What's the point of roping 14 other people into one murder, only to kill them all off immediately? Yeah, that would kind of suck. The killer's supposed to fail and be executed. We're all supposed to catch the killer again and again and participate in trial after trial. You're supposed to try to survive. All of you who are trying to solve these class trials to continue living on are playing straight into Mono TV's hands. As if I'll accept that. I don't care how low I'll sink or how despicable I have to become. I'll do anything to canter on Xander's ideals by ending this killing game, even if it means that I have to dirty my hands. That's...
Unacceptable! What on earth is your problem? I have had it up to here with you.
Uh-oh.
As this killing game requires us to live, you think you should just reject that notion and kill us all? You lied to me, manipulated everyone, and tried to make us all commit mass suicide! You really are the lowest of human beings.
Yeah, he's pretty bad right now.
You have no right to decide whether any of us live or die, all because you feel like you have no chance. If you're so bent on dying here, then die! But don't you dare try to make everyone else die with you. If we decide to continue living, then we will.
Yeah.
It is not, and never will be your decision as to what happens with our lives.
She's preaching. Wow, who can be scary. I'm sorry to everyone else, but I've lost my patience. I won't apologize to David.
You bitch!
You're the one who keeps trying to make the rest of us have our drama outside of the trials, hypocrite.
Get off your high horse.
Yeah, not like you've ever lost your cool, Ace. You're a grenade launcher in a glass house. True. Enough of this nonsense. We're wasting time. What did I learn from the last few minutes, other than the fact that everyone here hates each other? That's obvious to anyone with eyes and ears. Yeah, we kind of knew that.
I'm done here.
You all will move on and discuss the case again.
Get it?
Hey, you could say those fish were a red herring? God dang it, Wit. Does everything you say have to be made into some shitty dumb joke? You're actually really fucking annoying. Shut the fuck up.
So...
I got really distracted. What were we talking about again?
Gosh.
Oh gosh, I think we were talking about alibis? Right, that's what we were initially discussing. More specifically, the problem is that if the murder took place in the morning, then very few people have alibis. Right, then I feel like David is trying to distract us. Totally the murderer. Now that we know that the murder took place in the morning, you can't excuse yourself with your, I actually have an alibi bull of crap.
What?
But
Stop that.
Nico does have an alibi. I was having breakfast and tea with them in their room early this morning as well. Drop it, Ace. I'm starting to think Ace is the one that did this. I feel like he's the murderer because he keeps pinning it on Nico. He keeps trying his hardest to pin it, and you guys know how that works. We've seen it in Danganronpa from time and time again, in fangans and everything. The person that keeps trying to pin it on someone usually ends up being the murderer themselves. Am I wrong? Come on, we've seen it. Why do I keep getting interrupted? Does anyone else have an alibi? Anyone who could concisely confirm that they couldn't have committed the murder from 7:30 to 8 a.m.?
Nope.
And then on top of that, he kind of has a reason to do it, like to keep blaming Nico because of what Nico did. He fired up Nico, right? Nico got mad and wanted to kill him. And now Ace can sit here in the entire trial blaming it on Nico to distract everyone from him, right? And I feel like, wasn't there a point, I rewatched this earlier, but I feel like there was a point where Ace was being suspected and he kind of drew attention away from himself by talking about David and his secret, which was a little sus, but I could be misremembering that. Not me. I was asleep in my room as usual. No one?
What a pain.
That's annoying. In that case, Arturo, you no longer have an excuse. Once again, you're in the perfect position to have killed Are.
Why me?
This again? Is it possible that the killer tried to confuse us all in the time of the murder to create a false alibi? Maybe.
Is it possible?
In that case, we should be suspicious of the people who do have an alibi in the evening, but not in the morning.
I disagree.
Now, that's another assumption that would lead us astray. Forget that thought. Why? We're only guessing that the killer created a false alibi to their benefit. But it's still entirely possible that it was just a coincidence that we mistook the murder as taking place at a different time. The killer might not have cared as much as we do. At as early a time as 7:30 a.m. in the morning, no one should have an alibi. Actually, it's strange that some people have an alibi at all, but I suppose some people like an early breakfast. Are you not simply dismissing the idea that the killer intentionally falsified the time of the murder? I'm not dismissing it, but it's far more dangerous to dramatically narrow down our suspect pool based on speculative evidence, especially when we barely understand the murder at this moment in time. In other words, we can't currently consider Levi's ideas evidence unless we have proof. I see.
I apologize.
I'm sorry. I haven't been very helpful in this trial at all. Other than Jay, Veronica, David, Nico, and Who, no one has alibis. It's too hard to tell who the murderer is. How else could we narrow it down? I'm all out of clues. What do we talk about now? I must apologize again for being unhelpful. Huh? Why? You were all upset with David for misleading the trial, and now I'm about to do the same thing. Wait, what are you about to do now? What are you about to say? Oh?
Seriously?
What are you saying? If you're intentionally derailing the trial, then obviously don't do it.
The secret that Are received. You're a murderer, and you hold no remorse. That's my secret.
Oh no! Well, what the heck? Who did he kill? Who did Levi kill? Aw, man, we gotta go to the next one. This is wild. Who the heck did Levi kill then? Now everyone's gonna hate him, and then they're gonna suspect him for this whole video, probably. This whole 31 minutes. Which is gonna derail the trial, like he said.
The secret that Are received. You're a murderer, and you hold no remorse.
Oh my god.
That's my secret.
This dang secret thing, man.
What the fuck?
Yeah, what the heck? You.
My.
I couldn't have guessed that. Oh my, how unexpected. Huh? You killed someone? Ah, I didn't expect that.
That's whack.
That's super whack, dude.
Why?
You're a murderer? If you were wondering, it's not on my legal records. The court struck it from the records. Why? No shit! There's no way Host Peak would have scouted a murderer. Don't make the mistake of switching cause and effect. Care to explain yourself?
Well,
At the time, I was confronted by 3 guys who tried to start a fight with me. I believe they were some old enemies. I killed their leader first, which may have been justifiable as self-defense, but then I tracked down his 2 remaining friends several days later and beat them to death. Oh!
The hell?
Old enemies? Leader? Were you in the freaking mafia or something? I know, what's going on here? No. What happened then? Are you not going to elaborate?
to be completely honest.
I don't particularly think I need to elaborate. After all, that happened in the past and has nothing to do with RA. Who did you even kill?
Well,
They were 3 guys, a few years older than me. I don't remember their names or who they were. I was a bit of a delinquent when I was younger, so they could have held a grudge against me for any reason. Maybe I smashed their windows and robbed them. Or wait, maybe something to do with that car I blew up once. Car, you blew up a car? You probably robbed them? What's going on? That's kind of a lot to admit all of a sudden. Right now in the middle of a trial? I've forgotten most of the details, as I haven't thought much about it since I was cleared of my charges. Sorry, I can't really remember why that happened. You forgot how you killed 3 people? And why you killed them? How do you just forget that? How could you forget something so important? You can't even be bothered to remember their names? Did you not care that you killed 3 people? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Could it be?
You say that your backstory and secret aren't relevant to this trial, but they are. That second part of your secret, that you felt no remorse for killing people. That's scary. If you don't care about murder, then you'd have a much easier time killing than anyone else here. You may even be unbothered by the fact that passing the trial would mean everyone else's execution. I feel like he's gonna die in the next chapter. After all, you seem completely detached while admitting not only to murdering 3 people, but to several other crimes as well. Almost as if you don't care about any of this, at least not from a moral standpoint, that is.
that's true.
I won't deny it. That is indeed how I feel. You are one sick bastard. What could you possibly say in your defense? That incident happened when I was in my junior year of high school. My junior year was also the year that Host Peak scouted me as the ultimate personal stylist. To my understanding, it would have reflected poorly on Hope's Peak to recruit a murderer, so they pressured the court into not pressing charges. Really? Hang on. Now that I've thought about it a little more, my motive secret may not be referring to those guys. It could also be referring to the time I murdered my father. What is happening here? Wait, what? Wait, you what? It's quite difficult to tell what these motive secrets truly mean because they're all phrased so vaguely. It's a bit of a bother. No way! I think we're messing up here, okay? We're trying to figure out. Yeah, they're pretty vague, I guess. When you've killed more than one person, like it said that he murdered somebody.
What's wrong with you?
No, fuck that noise. Go back. The hell you mean? You fucking killed your dad. Correct. I simply forgot about it up until now. That would make 4 people in total that I've killed, not 3, I think. How could you simply forget that you murdered your own family member? Your dad at that. Your own blood. If you said you killed him because you didn't like him, I could understand that. But you're saying you forgot about taking a life? Well, I can't understand that. It wasn't that important. Not even the police cared about a man like him, so nothing came out of it. I truly just forgot. What?
To be completely
Frankly speaking, I see no reason to remain hung up over some incident that has long passed, especially as it ultimately had no impact on my life. You killed people. You forgot about all the things you did simply because you didn't face any consequences. That's incredibly selfish. Didn't you feel even a little bit bad? Those were human lives you took. I don't know what happened within your own family, so I can't pretend to understand why you killed.
How cruel.
But even then, I'm sure those other people had family and friends who cried over their deaths. I wonder if I should really tell you the truth, or if it's best to keep it to myself. I don't know how you all will see me after this. Well, you already told us that you murdered 4 people.
Stop.
You've already admitted to murdering 4 people. If you insist on not being completely honest with a secret this bad, then you're going to be the next one on the chopping block. Out with it. It's not really that I don't care about killing people. Rather, it's more accurate to say that I don't care about people at all. No matter how much I hear about such things like empathy or compassion or love, none of those concepts resonate with me. Okay, that is some serial killer mindset. Are those emotions really universal? The idea that people naturally care about others is a completely foreign concept to me. Huh? What are you saying? Judging by your reaction, I suppose that's a bad thing, but I wouldn't understand why.
Allow me to elaborate.
On the other side of this planet, there's a person who's suffering. Maybe they're even drawing their last breath. But none of you care, do you? Why would you? They're a stranger after all. You don't know them. Their life holds no consequence for you. For me, everyone I've ever known is that distant stranger. It doesn't matter how long I've known you, how much you've done for each other, or even if you were my own father. They're still a stranger to me. That's still a very scary thing to say and to think about. And if tomorrow it turned out you all had passed away, I'd care as much as if we had never met. But you're a good person. Why are you saying these things when it's clearly not true? You're so kind to everyone. You're always helping others out, even when it'd be easier not to. Like that time Ace almost died. You kept trying to help him, even if he always pushed you away. Isn't that what a good person does, quote unquote? In all honesty, I don't personally care what happened to Ace. Whether he lives or dies is none of my concern in the end. Jesus. Huh? But it is a good thing to make sure someone else doesn't die, even if I personally do not care about the outcome. I truly believe that, but I adhere to that principle out of duty, not sentimentality. Does that make any sense? Sure. You fucking piece of shit. I was right all along. That you felt bad for me. That you actually wanted to help me. That even if everyone here treated me like crap, there was at least one person who still cared about me. That crap's too good to be true, isn't it? Yeah, good thing I didn't fall for that in the slightest. Not one bit. I was totally right all along to burn our friendship. No, I can't even call it friendship. There's only one person in my whole life who I've ever been able to call my friend that I ever thought, even for just a short time, that you and I were friends is an insult to his memory. I probably sound real pathetic admitting that, but I'm not nearly as pathetic as you. After all, you're a piece of trash who probably has never had a single friend in your life. Well, yeah, he doesn't care about people, so yeah, he probably hasn't had friends. Got nothing to say to me now? That's fine. Hey, Levi. I really hope you freaking die.
I understand.
I understand now. You're quite the interesting person, Levi. From what I've seen of you so far, your personality has been awfully inconsistent. It's like you don't know how to act. Yeah, it seems like it. Trying to act like a good person without any intuitive sense of what's good or bad is hard, right? For someone like you who lacks compassion, it must be quite difficult to pretend to be nice. You're always guessing as to what a normal human would do in your situation. You're so awkward in social settings because you can't tell what other people want. You act like a big pushover because if you go the other direction and stand up for yourself, you won't know where to stop. I like how she's just analyzing this man. Like, what is this? Like, is she a therapist? Like, you offer to do things for others because you've observed that good people help others, and you parrot noble assurances without understanding why. Such things like that, not only are you trying to act without a script, but you don't even understand the story, and you slip up constantly.
That's true.
You explained it better than I could. You really have an intuitive understanding of other people, Veronica. That's a trait I envy. Yeah, she does. I wish I could do that. The way I see it, it would be beneficial if I was a good person. Then people would trust me and not pick fights with me anymore. And they do things for me because they liked me. If I was a good person, then I wouldn't have to live a life full of violence anymore. I did everything so that I could have a better life. After listening to David, I concluded that a good person would also be honest, even if the truth makes them look bad. You're taking advice from David of all people? Look at this a-hole.
You are delusional.
Try looking in a mirror before you talk, Ace.
What do you mean?
I thought David was a prime example of a good person, is he not? He might be. Wow, you really don't understand people at all, do you? I don't want to distract you all from this case any further, so I apologize for this tangent.
You piss me off!
Piece of crap. I can't believe there used to be a time I actually liked you. Speaking of this case, isn't there an argument to be made that Levi killed her? Yeah, I don't think it's Levi though. Let's not jump to conclusions.
Get off your high horse.
We're not jumping to anything. We're just curious. We're just talking. That's your stupid argument moderator crap. From all I've heard so far, if I'm understanding it right, Levi would totally kill RA and not feel bad, nor even care about the rest of us getting executed. RA had Levi's secret too, right? What about that? Levi, did RA ever talk to you about your secret? No, she did not. After David made the proposal to share secrets, I kept waiting for someone to talk to me about it. But strangely enough, no one ever did. That sounds about right. I mean, who the hell would waltz up to a murderer and ask them about their murdering? Unless they had a death wish. But that doesn't mean that Levi isn't still suspicious for all the other reasons we've outlined so far. Do you have anything to say about that, Levi?
That's correct.
I admit that I do not have an alibi, nor any evidence to prove my innocence. Again, my apologies. Even if this was a poor time for me to bring up my past, I do not regret it. We don't have any evidence to prove that you are RA's murderer either, though. That doesn't really mean anything, besides his secret. His secret doesn't matter, not anymore at least. Well, not right now. I originally thought that learning everyone's secrets would be a clue to the murderer's motivation. But because of David's actions, I realized that motives alone are not concrete evidence. No, they're not.
Even so.
Here, it seems like it's throwing us off. Even if you know someone's secret, you still don't know enough about them to be able to fully understand their actions. especially if their actions are something as ridiculous as impulsively pretending to be the murderer to get everyone killed. I feel a sneeze coming on. To go back to focusing on this trial, we should move on.
Pardon me.
1 second, please. I apologize in advance for the additional interruption. After hearing Levi share a secret that is so damaging to his reputation, it would be wrong of me to remain silent.
It's unfortunate.
I have been quite selfish this whole time, keeping my secret because I don't want you all to think less of me. Most of all, I wanted to lie to myself and pretend that I had no ties to the person I used to be. I wanted to believe that the past never happened. But that's just self-centered. I've always been a selfish person, haven't I? I should put those feelings aside and do what is right. No, I should have done this from the start. I will share my secret as long as you all promise to immediately move on. I kind of want to know what it is. I have Veronica's secret, and she has mine. Hold on. You were quite the hopeless child. Dying once wasn't enough, so you attempted S-word 3 times? That's horrible. She probably had a horrible upbringing then. I don't like that one at all. That's sad. And Veronica's is, you only took on your talent to distract from your incessant need to harm yourself for fun. I don't like that one either. Those touch on some really bad topics. Just so you know, I only agreed to that pact of yours because I have such little interest in both of our secrets. After all, my own so-called secret isn't even the worst thing I've done. Isn't that so utterly disappointing of this motive? Huh? You guys made a pact? When? Also, why? Move on, please.
Oh.
What? We're not going to talk about me? So then, if we think about RA... bless me. Also, excuse me. Wow, thank you for your support, everyone. I have another interruption. Oh man, not again.
Ugh, you piss me off.
Terako, own up your god-darn secret already. You're the last person to do so. Oh, that's right. There are only 2 unmatched secrets left, between Terako and Min. Uh-oh. My family. Oh no, he's enjoying this. And with that, you've matched all these secrets. I hope these are correct because I have no clue if they are. Haha, I'm so incompetent. Woohoo! You're constantly blaming yourself for the death of your parents and siblings? It doesn't matter that it's not your fault, just that you didn't go with them. All right then.
Wow.
Oh wow, we did it. We finally discovered who has what secret. That means we figured out who RA's killer is, right? We solved everything and the trial is over now. Yeah. What a great idea. To waste so much trial time over these dumbass motive secrets.
Get it?
If you're so inclined to complain, Sir Light Pollution, why don't you try and think of some good evidence? Light pollution? You know, because he had stars and now he doesn't, and light pollution makes stars disappear, or something. I'm truly impressed by how bad that was. I've started to detect that this trial is no longer about me. It would be best if I kept my mouth shut from now on, right? If David wants to shut up, then let him. When someone's trying to get a rise out of you, you stop giving them attention. Simple as that. If that's settled, then. Wait, before we move on, I have to know. David, what happened between you and RA? I know Ace told us a bit of the conversation you two had last night, but what happened after that? Why do you care so much? She's dead. Why does it matter?
She's dead!
Aww.
I know that she's dead and that she's never coming back. I know that I'll never be able to talk to her ever again.
I'm sorry, Eden.
But even then, I have to know that when she was still alive, she was still trying to become a good person. That if she lived, then
maybe there'd be a world in which we would both be friends.
Aww.
If
And
you
she
really
needs a
say that you
friend.
li-
Everybody hates her. She's been bullied. She got bullied by Terrico this chapter. Arturo threatened her. She's just been going through it, man.
Lied about making Aure kill herself, then tell me the truth. Tell me that you didn't make her lose hope.
Oh, man.
Please, tell me what happened last night between you and Aure.
I want to give you the benefit of the doubt, because that's what Eden would do. And I want to be like her. I need to become a good person. Maybe I misinterpreted the situation. Maybe I'm just reading your actions in bad faith. Is that it, David? David! Say something! If it turns out you're lying about sharing our secrets to manipulate us all, if it turns out your whole inspirational personality was only an act to make you look good, if it turns out you said that I could change, but never actually meant it, then that makes me feel really relieved. Because if all that turns out to be true, then we're the same.
What?
I was pissed at you for a bit. For lying about your own secret, selfishly pretending to be a good person, and hurting other people in the process.
Okay.
But then I realized that I have no right to get upset with you, because that's exactly the kind of person I am. I'm
All
a
right, we're
manipulative,
bonding.
two-faced bitch. I pretend to be cute so that I can treat others like trash. I only care about myself, and I always hurt others for selfish and stupid reasons.
I think something that I do like about this Fangan is how honest all of these cast members are. There's actually just bad people here. It's like these people are actually just bad. Like they have bad traits, which is what we all have, but we're scared to admit it, right? A lot of us in real life are very scared to admit that we have these bad traits, but we all do. We all have some bad trait, even maybe a couple. But here in this, they're actually owning up to it and saying that, like, yeah, I'm a manipulative, two-faced piece of crap. I like manipulating people. It's fun. What are you going to say about it? You know? They're just being honest.
Of course I wanted to change myself. I mean, who really wants to be the bad guy?
Right.
There's not even anything positive you could say about me. Still, for the longest time, I thought it was stupid to even try. I'm rotten to the core, and I might as well be a different species from saints like you and Eden. A pig never hopes to grow up into a human, because it knows that a metamorphosis like that is impossible. No matter what, I'll never be a good person. And yet, despite all that, David, you... It turns out that you might be a total piece of shit after all. If even a perfect inspirational speaker like you turns out to be an asshole, then there's no such thing as a good person. Like Santa Claus, it's nothing more than a lovely lie for children to believe in.
Maybe.
And that makes me relieved, because it means that I'm not too far gone. It's okay that I'll never be a good person, because no one else can be either. Even Eden.
Yeah. I mean, I do. Whoa, what the heck is happening here? But I will say that, you know, this does have kind of one of those things where it makes you think about real life, how we are quick to judge one of another on bad traits that we have, right? So somebody will see your bad trait, they'll call you out for it, and they'll hate you for it, and they'll act like you can never redeem yourself. You can never change. You did this one bad thing, and there's nothing that can ever redeem that. And that's just like not how life works at all, right? You are going to make mistakes. You are going to have bad traits. We all have them. And as long as you acknowledge that you have that trait and you try to work through that, it is redeemable, right? You can redeem yourself. Obviously, it depends on what you do, right? There are some things out there that it's kind of hard to redeem yourself after you've done them, but for certain things, you know, I feel like you can redeem yourself depending on if you actually want to acknowledge that bad trait or not and work on it and improve on it.
I'm sure that even someone as sickeningly sweet as Eden did something to hurt someone else in the past.
Yikes.
Even someone like her must have made a mistake she couldn't take back.
Maybe.
No one's perfect, after all. David, even if you're a bad person, even if I can't look up to you anymore, we can still be friends. You can be my second ever friend, right after Eden. Actually, we're pretty much perfect for each other. We're two manipulative asshats who do a piss poor job of pretending to be good people.
That's crazy.
So we can look out for each other as two shitty people.
I've never seen something like this before. This is wild. This is so dysfunctional.
The two of us can be a little less shitty.
It's actually so great that it is dysfunctional, though. Man, this cast is nuts.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
I didn't say anything to her, and she didn't have much to say to me either. RA simply got annoyed with me and left without saying anything else. Nothing else happened between us, I promise. Well, we didn't ask for all that. You promise? You absolutely promise you didn't say anything to her? 101% I promise. Ace overheard everything, and what he told you all was the entire truth. Does that satisfy you?
Oh.
That's a relief. That you didn't make her feel bad, I guess. If that's settled, I guess we move on. Finally.
What are we doing?
I feel like I've been distracted for so long that I don't know how to get back on track. Yeah, I don't even remember what the heck was going on in this trial. Forgot all the clues and evidence and all that. In that case, it may be best to regain our bearings by reviewing basic facts of the murder once more. We've recently corrected the misconception that RA was killed before nighttime. More likely, RA died in the early morning, killed by a broken neck as a result of hanging.
You know...
Oh, actually, doesn't this setup seem wrong? From that low of a height, I'm not sure if RA's neck would have been broken from mere hanging. Shouldn't her cause of death be strangulation? I'm starting to realize how long it took for us to actually start talking about her cause of death. Dang, we really got hung up on those secrets, didn't we? I thought you all would be on those for years. Yeah, we were talking about those for way too long. Years indeed. Some people had to wait 1 year and 5 months for you to get this far. They're just breaking walls now, aren't they? We've been waiting for a very long time for these episodes, yeah. Huh? Yeah, he's like, what do you mean by that? Yeah, we've been here for a while.
It's
Imagine this whole year and like 5 months. They've just been sitting here talking about secrets. Just over and over.
undeniable that RA has a broken neck. And no other visible injuries.
Are you sure? Maybe you're just incompetent.
I thought we all agreed that RA died of hanging.
I don't agree. For death via hanging to result in a broken neck, you need a longer drop height and for RA to weigh more.
Right there. The jugs. Agreed.
I see.
I realize now why the killer used water from the relaxation room's pond. They filled those jugs up with water and used them to increase RA's weight. That way, when they hung her, her body would gather enough speed such that the jolting motion when she reached the end of the rope would snap her neck. Those jugs ended up breaking at the handle from the force of the jerk, splashing water and fish everywhere.
I think that...
While that's certainly a plausible theory, that alone wouldn't be enough. A few water jugs would only increase her weight by 15 or so pounds. The main mechanism through which drop hanging occurs is by having someone jump off a suitably high enough place such that the noose snaps back and breaks their neck when they fall. I'm not an expert, of course, but my intuition tells me that jumping off the top of the swing set isn't enough to break Ari's neck. No, it's not.
Even so.
Just because the noose was tied to the swing set doesn't mean that she actually fell from the swing set. That's a good point. More likely, she fell from the rafters on the ceiling. Now that would definitely do what it needs to do. That should be a high enough height to break her neck, right?
Good idea.
In that case, that's what all that extra rope was. It must have all been one long rope initially, right? Right. Listen, smart stuff.
Shit.
Oh wait, you're agreeing with me. Yes. Wait, then how does any of that work? Yeah, that seems really precise. Like you have to...
I don't get it.
The rafters are way too high for anyone to get up there normally. They'd have to carry a body up there and then throw it down. In other words, there's no way the killer tied the rope to the rafters and then had RA fall from there. So the only other option is that the killer used something like a pulley to hoist her up to the rafters from the ground and then dropped her. Is there an issue with that? The way hanging normally works is that the victim is put in a noose with enough slack in that rope that they're unharmed.
The thing is...
It's only when the victim falls from a high location to a low location that the rope becomes tight and the noose strangles them. However, in this scenario, RA must have been put in the noose from a low location instead, because the high location, the rafters, is inaccessible to the killer. Since the killer used drop hanging, the rope needs to be a certain length in order for RA not to fall so far that she hits the ground. But if the rope was the correct length to begin with, then RA would already be hanging off the ground when she was put in the noose. If RA wasn't a willing victim, then it would have been too difficult to get her into a noose that was already high off the ground if she was struggling or was dead weight. But if the rope was long enough for the noose to touch the ground from the start, then that raises other problems. How do you stop her from hitting the ground if the rope is that long? In drop hanging, the victim's body falls rapidly and then abruptly stops because the rope ran short. The rapid deceleration jerk is the force that snaps the victim's neck, yeah. In this case, however, the rope can't run short. We're also certain that RA didn't hit the ground. If she did, then even Arturo should be able to tell that from her corpse.
How dare you?
Excuse me? What do you mean, even me? How else would you make the victim stop suddenly? It's not like you can grab the rope when she's falling to stop it at the right time. If she's moving at a speed fast enough to snap her neck, I'm sure trying to stop it would shred your hands. Yeah, it would.
Think about it.
You raise a good point, Wit. It's a topic that we have to discuss if we want to get to the bottom of this. I know, right? Aren't I just so smart? I even surprised myself thinking about this. Non-stop debate.
There's no evidence that RA hit the ground, so the killer must have somehow stopped her body before that happened.
Parasol. That makes sense.
The killer was working with RA after all?
If the killer had that choice, why wouldn't they use a less complex murder method?
Then, did the killer perhaps use some sort of mechanism?
Right there, right there.
Like a motor?
Is that even possible? It's not like there's some special
right here
that you could use to hang someone.
Boom.
No, that's wrong.
Yes, ma'am. I forgot about the carousel. There's something in the playground that could have been used to hang her. The evidence lies in the spinny thing. The spinny thing? It's called a carousel, not a spinny thing. Carousel. You meant to say carousel, right? Thank you all for your pedantry. I'll be sure to keep your skills in mind for when you need to correct the killer's grammar. If you tied one end of the rope to one of the poles, you could simply rotate the carousel to wind up the rope like a spool of string. I like smart Terako. She looks cute there. That would be faster and easier than hoisting up the body by hand. I get that, but that doesn't fix the problem of how to stop RA's falling body before she hits the floor. To get to this point, you would be using a rope long enough to go from the ground to the ceiling at least twice. You could tie the rope to the carousel at the correct length, which would reduce the length of free rope. Then you could continue winding it up by turning the carousel. This sounds like a lot of work though. Who thought of this? Once Ari was high enough, all you have to do is release the carousel and let gravity do its work. Rather than unraveling all of the rope, it would unwind only until it hit the knot you tied, and the jerk force would snap her neck. I'm doubtful that would work. The carousel is made of smooth metal. If you wound rope around it in the manner you're describing, then it would simply slide off. Yeah, it would.
Listen to me.
Oh, but the tape. That's why the killer wrapped the bars of the carousel in tape. For some reason, this tape has a strange sandpaper-like texture, so it has a lot of friction. I see. Now that we've actually discussed the mechanism of murder, I realize that I've seen this murder method before. You have? That's right, and so have you. Huh? Me? In order to find the truth behind Ari's case, we're going to need to switch gears and talk about a separate murder case. The first one? That being said, or are we talking about Nico? Oh, crap. Now we got to talk about that. We're going to go back to that and recap it. Okay. Let's see how she recaps. So now we're going to talk about Nico and Ace. Huh?
It seems that
the way that I'm proposing Ari was killed is exactly how you tried to kill Ace, right? Through drop hanging?
Huh?
Oh, what's this about Nico's murder? Right, Nico certainly did attempt to murder someone. You want to talk about that now? Figures. I mean, I'd be the victim in this trial if I kicked the bucket then. Does it even occur to you to ask who the would-be victim rather than the killer? I'm right freaking here, dipshit. Okay, then tell me. How did Nico try to kill you?
You bitch!
I don't know. I was unconscious. Also, I almost died, so leave me alone. Maybe that's why she didn't ask you.
Oh gosh.
Nico's attempted murder? That happened a few days ago, so it's hard to remember what happened or what the relevant evidence is.
Of course.
Well, that's mostly because you didn't investigate at all back then. I'll sum it up for you. At the scene of the crime, there was wire, a broken fan, a broom, a step stool, and Ace's body. Wait a minute, this topic of conversation is... Let's switch gears for a bit and talk about Nico's attempted murder of Ace as it's related to this case.
That doesn't sound right.
Whoa, she's arguing?
Nico attacking Ace has something to do with this case?
That rhymes.
That's nonsense! Nico has an alibi with me, I'll remind you.
I'm not saying Nico performed the murder. I'm saying that Auray's killer and Nico may have used a similar murder method. That's why I need to interrogate Nico.
I know that you're the kind of person to prioritize evidence over people's feelings, but this is too much. Can't you see that you're bringing up painful memories?
Well, sometimes we have to do that
this at all.
to get to the bottom of the things we're trying to get to the bottom of. Hello?
Nico has nothing to do with this case. You're trying to paint them as the villain just because
no one's doing that.
Once. That has absolutely nothing in common with this case.
The fan. The fan's like the carousel.
Similarities between Nico's attempted murder and this one. For instance, both used a much longer rope than was needed to simply strangle the victim.
Exactly.
Don't you think that's noteworthy?
That means little.
Girl, stop.
If Auray died of a stab wound, it would be wrong for me to say you did it. Isn't this the same? Besides, you proposed that Auray's killer must have used the carousel to wind the rope. But there's no such thing in the gym.
Van.
I'll cut through those words.
And cut through them we did. Ma'am.
Listen to me.
Nico could have hung the noose off of the ceiling fan. If anything, the fact that the fan broke off suggests that the force of hanging Ace broke it, which might have been why Ace survived. Yeah, he didn't jerk his neck. Oh, isn't that Wire whose custom weapon? Indeed. I wonder who. What lie did Nico tell you to get you to give it up? Uh-oh. What?
Don't be naive.
Nico stole turpentine from Rose under the guise of learning how to paint. They went out of their way to use wire, your wire. Even when rope is readily available in the storage room, most likely they intended to frame you for the crime. Seems like it. Even if you keep saying that Nico is completely innocent, that claim doesn't quite hold up when you consider that they lied to and stole from multiple people to commit murder. That's not very innocent. And with clear intent to take advantage of your trust, no less. On top of that, if Nico was trying to pin the crime on who, then they weren't just trying to kill Ace. They fully intended to get away with their murder. So they would have killed everyone. And in this killing game, everyone knows such an action will eventually lead to everyone's execution.
You know,
Nico didn't just try to kill Ace on an impulse. They planned to sacrifice everyone, you especially. Keeping all that in mind, you're being quite selfish. You do know that, right, Who? That's...
It's my fault.
Did they even want to learn to paint? Or to be my friend at all? Or were they only using me as a tool for murder? Aw. Rose hates that. I'm sorry, Rose.
How cruel.
That's so cruel, Nico. Why? Aren't we all friends? If something was bothering you, you could have talked it out with someone else you trusted. Someone I trust? Well, Nico doesn't trust anyone. What are you talking about? I don't trust anyone here. Yeah, true. I wouldn't either. Stop. Just stop it. You all are too cruel. None of you understand how much stress Nico was under. And yet you continue to insist on bringing this up? Can't you see that you're traumatizing them? Don't worry, Nico. I'm on your side. I'll always defend you. I can be reliable for you. You trust me, right? I forgot Nico goes by they and them. I never asked you to defend me.
Piss me off!
You two are a real freaking joke. It would have been one thing if Nico gets away scot-free with trying to kill me. But now they apparently also have a freaking defense brigade to shield them from even having to think about the fact that they're a murderer. Who's gonna stick up for me, huh? No one? Because I have a spine and I don't need other people to lie to me constantly to keep me happy.
how dare you!
You're the cause of all this, Ace.
Fuck you!
I'm the cause. Are you a billionaire? Because that's rich.
Have you completely lost it?
Get your darn head out of your butt, Who. Murder is murder, even if no one has actually died. You're defending a murderer. End of. Rather than this ridiculous argument happening, why can't either Ace or Nico tell us what happened?
Irritating.
It's not like explaining yourself would make us vote for you, since RA wasn't involved.
Asshole!
You have a lot of gall to slam my ass for not being helpful when you're the one who made us all run in circles trying to figure out what Eden's note meant. Don't throw two birds in a stone in a glass house, a-hole.
You sure?
That's not how the saying, you know what? Never mind. Two birds, one stone. And I told you I was unconscious. They put some sort of cloth over my mouth and then I woke up covered in blood. That must have been the turpentine. My turpentine. Figures, I doubt Nico would be able to kill me if I was still conscious. I could totally crush anyone who threatened me otherwise. That's enough.
Oh, it's okay.
It is clearly not okay. How can you let Ace talk to you like that?
Enough. Who?
She is the cast
Letting
mother
your
for real.
sentimentality ruin yourself.
Yeah.
The more you continue this nonsensical defense of Nico, the worse you are making it for them.
That's true.
Nico's alibi is dependent on you alone. If you start acting logically, then we have no choice but to conclude that you no longer can be relied on to confirm their alibi. In which case, we will have to go back to suspecting Nico as RA's murderer.
And we don't want that.
Listen to me.
Nico, your failed murder attempt is the key to solving Ari's murder. Please, cooperate with me and tell me exactly what you did that night. I was going to. It's just hard to talk about it. I'm sorry. I guess if you say what you think happened, then I can at least tell you if you're on the right track. You stole turpentine from Rose and used it to knock Ace unconscious. That's right.
You tied a wire to Ace's neck, strung it over one of the ceiling grates, and then taped it to the ceiling fan using a step stool. And then... how would that have worked?
I used the broom. And, like a spool.
Ah, I think I understand.
Oh, I see.
In order to lift Ace into the air, you turned on the fan and held up the handle end of the broom so that the fan would wrap the wire around the broom. When Ace was high enough, you yanked the broom out, releasing all the wire and causing Ace to fall. At least that was the plan. But seeing that the fan broke off, clearly it didn't work exactly like that.
Actually,
this seemed like a bad
Ace had
idea.
woken up and was struggling, and that's why the fan broke off. I didn't really know what to do.
Oh.
But I think he hit his head again when he fell, because he was unconscious again. And then you know.
You didn't want to give up on your murder attempt just yet. So you tried to garrote him with the wire, right?
Yeah.
At that point, Eden and I showed up, and you had to give up completely on killing Ace. In the end, there were many pitfalls with that method of murder, and it failed to kill Ace. All you managed to do was to break the fan, make a mess of the gym, and give Ace some mild injuries.
And you became very sus because of doing all that. And now people don't trust you. Mild my freaking ass. I'm gonna have this scar for the rest of my life.
Asshole!
That's how you tried to kill me. It really pissed me off that you can calmly explain how you tried to murder me, and you aren't even going to face any consequences for it. I want to vote you as the black and right now, for no reason other than you deserve it.
How interesting.
What an interesting murder plan, given the amount of planning it must have involved. Nico surely was planning to kill Ace for quite some time. I mean, it's very unique. Now that we've all thoroughly picked apart your black and crime, do you have anything to say, Nico? Say something, you absolute scum of the earth. It's your fault that I have to go through all of this. I'm the gosh darn victim here. Okay, stop doing that.
You piss me off!
So say something before I drag your corpse through the mud myself. You all are right. I tried to kill Ace and pin the murder on who? What else should I say? Huh? What else should you say? You try to murder me? You freaking tried to murder me. And after all is said and done, you can't even say something as simple as sorry? I tried to kill you because I don't like you. And even now, there's still no use to try and pretend that I like you. If I say sorry, you're still going to hate me. So what else should I say? Good point. Just leave it at that. Do you even regret what you did to him? Do you regret what you were planning to do to everyone else? Of course I regret doing it. I'm not Levi. Of course I feel bad about something like that. I'm not heartless. I'm not Levi. It's turned into I'm not Levi. Heartless. That's bad. That was the worst choice that I've made in my life. I wish I had never done that. But looking back, I still understand why I did. I just can't stand being treated like that. My teachers, my classmates, my father. I don't ever want to relive what they did to me. Yeah, you could tell he's been bullied for sure. It's because of those kinds of people that I can't be happy with who I am. That's why I hate Ace. Even so, I'm not a child. I know that murder is wrong. I'm not the victim here. I know that it was dumb to resort to murder. I don't even know what I thought I would have accomplished back then. I mean, I started regretting it as soon as Eden and Terako saw me. I didn't expect you to forgive me. Very few people ever do, so I don't see the point in acting sorry. That's the entire truth of my murder attempt. I don't have anything else to say. Nico, I don't know how to feel anymore. I see. Now that we finally cleared up all the details regarding Nico's murder, I think I understand how to solve this trial. The method Nico used to murder, not the motive, is what's useful. More specifically, Nico's choice to try and drop hang Ace off of the gym ceiling fan is especially important. What does that have to do with this case? Girl, come on. That's a dumb question. What does it have to do with this case? Everything. This case has an incredible similarity to Nico's murder. But still, couldn't that be coincidence? No.
You're wrong.
Coincidence? Hardly. Ari's murder didn't just happen to get the same idea as Nico for a murder method, but rather they specifically intended for this murder case to be similar to Nico's murder. Depended on Nico. That's why it has to be Ace at this point. It has to be. There's no one else that it could be.
This case is similar to Nico's murder.
Let's be honest, at this point, if somebody tried to kill you, wouldn't you want to get them back for it? And it would be way, way, way too easy to just go and get your revenge and kill them back, right? Because at that point, everyone's going to suspect it. So the next best thing, if you're in a killing game like this, is to literally frame that person. That's why it has to be Ace.
Murder? How?
Lock in my answer at this point. Lock it in.
And hanging ropes off the ceiling.
That doesn't prove that Alre's murderer actively based their murder off of Nico's. You're simply pointing out perceived similarities between the murders, but there is no actual evidence that directly connects them.
The bound wrist.
No, that's wrong.
Hold on, but that music was kind of hidden though. Hey.
I see.
I'm not just speculating. One of the tools of the murder was taken directly from the crime scene of Nico's murder and used to kill Ra. That is this tape. I finally figured out what this tape is after making the connection between this case and Nico's attempted murder. Why I've never seen this tape anywhere else, and why it has such a uniquely rough texture.
The truth is,
it's a special textured tape used to wrap the pull-up bars in the gym to make them easier to grip. Oh. Right. That's what it is. I used it in the gym since it was there, but there's only one roll of it. I don't really know what happened to it afterwards. This tape was used by Nico to tape the rope to the fan. It was wrapped around the spinner to give it more friction. Carousel. And it must have been used to bind Ra's wrists as well, seeing as it ended up in the trash again. That time, Rose and I went to the gym together, the day after Nico's attempted murder.
I mean...
I really did. It's because the bar is all slippery today that I can't. That sounds like an excuse. No, really. Today I can't find the grippy tape that you're supposed to put on the bar. That's why I can't do it. Oh, I remember this. Definitely an excuse. I swear it was here yesterday. I absolutely guarantee it was here yesterday.
Stop complaining.
100% an excuse. I should have believed Rose when she was trying to do pull-ups and failing. The reason she had such trouble really was because the tape had gone missing since last night. It must have been since Nico used that tape last night, and it wasn't there the next day. Didn't Mono TV clean up the gym? Very well. Mono TV, can you comment? There's a single roll of tape in the gym that had gone missing since Nico's murder attempt. Did you do anything about it? I cleaned cleaned up after Nico's murder because that's my job. To the best of my ability, I attempted to restore the gym to its original condition.
What a shame.
But ever since I ordered 100 tons of concrete bricks from what? I have been blacklisted from all online order companies, so things that are broken or lost may take a longer time to place. For instance, I haven't yet replaced the broken gym fan or the gym's pull-up tape. Since you were familiar with that distinctive kind of tape, why didn't you recognize it earlier, Rose? I don't know. 3 days I've been out of it, I think. Or these days, sorry. You've been really spaced out lately, even more than usual, and that's saying a lot. You feeling okay? Let me see if I'm understanding the story correctly. You failed to recognize an extremely important piece of evidence that would have saved us from slogging through this whole long-ass trial, all because you feel out of it? That's a gross oversight, perhaps worse than Terraco's fish misunderstanding.
What a bother.
It's awfully rich coming from the person who intentionally misled this trial. And that's awfully rich coming from the person who is the very reason that the killer was able to kill R.A. If you hadn't freaked out about your non-existent sister, R.A. wouldn't have gotten herself killed.
Pathetic.
Does your ad hominem argument invalidate my point? Rose's inattentiveness, is no longer some funny quirk. It's a liability. Just because I'm uninterested in passing this trial doesn't mean that I can't point out an oversight if I see one. Has it really gotten this bad? I think my brain is falling apart. I can't even recall what day it was when that happened. You can't remember? I was under the impression that your memory was the best out of everyone here.
It's true that I remember everything I see. But that means that most of my memories are meaningless junk. The kind of thing a normal person would forget without a second thought. But I can't forget. My brain won't work the way I want it to. I can't draw associations so easily. Everything reminds me of something meaningless, and I get distracted. And the worst thing is that I remember it all in perfect detail. Xander's body, Min's execution. I can't even look at Terako without seeing blood. I know I'm supposed to remember everything. I know I'm supposed to be smart. I know I'm supposed to be helpful. Yet I'm not. I'm sorry for being useless. Maybe if I tried harder, if I just got over myself.
Rose.
She was being hard on herself in the investigation too. Don't blame yourself anymore. You are helpful. It's because of you that I can solve this murder. Besides, I'm as much to blame as you. Maybe more even. If only I listened to you when you said the tape was missing, then maybe I would have realized the truth of this case much earlier. Once again, I've made a stupid mistake. I simply wanted to believe that I can make it through this killing game without relying on anyone else. That I could be dismissive of everyone around me without consequences. So I refused to listen to anyone other than myself. I thought that if I did that, then I could avoid a repeat of the last trial where I had made the mistake of trusting people too much. But now I'm making different mistakes instead. Again and again, I keep messing up this class trial with hasty assumptions and overlooked evidence. So...
Thank you, Rose.
Aww.
Because you identified that tape for me, I realized that it's an important piece of evidence that tells me exactly who the murderer could be.
Really?
If Mono TV was telling the truth that no one was able to access the gym between the time that Ace ran out and when Rose and I went in again, that means that there are only 2 people who could have killed R.A.
I will say that the pacing of this trial is very good. This is one of those fangans where I feel like if you've checked out as many fangans as I have, you realize that a lot of people just speed through the trials like as fast as possible. And mainly it's because they're very weak at writing the murder aspect of things. It's really hard to create a case and to make it believable, right? Because when you're trying to write a story like this, you have to lie and you have to be a good liar, right? And you have to get your viewers to believe in that lie. And if you can't, it's really tough for you to make a believable killing game, or, you know, the trials being believable and such like that. So they're able to mesh the character development into the trial. And at times I forget that we're even being distracted or kind of like taken away from what the murder is, if that makes sense, like the whole crime. And we're getting like deep into the characters and how they feel in the situation. And, you know, we're seeing a little bit of everyone in this trial. It's not just like, oh, one or two people who are just controlling the trial and nothing else is really happening. There's just characters saying dumb stuff here and there, and that's it. Like, we're literally getting development from every character, which makes this feel more like the original game series. And it puts it up there with like SDRA 2, Super Danganronpa Another, and also Project Eden's Garden. I feel like that did really good with its first trial too. So I really do feel like they have done a really good job at not only making like a decent case, you know, when it comes to the whole crime scene aspect of this. It's not the most interesting crime that I've seen, like the way that they have killed their victim here, but they were able to make this trial interesting, right? While still kind of like tying in and piecing together like slowly what the crime is, which is really good. That's hard to do. Not everyone is good at writing crimes. They're not. Okay? It's a hard thing to do and to make it believable. But they are doing a pretty good job of being able to give us a lot of character development and also mesh in bit by bit what was going on with the crime, even though it's nothing crazy. We probably could have had this solved in like 2 episodes max, 3 episodes max, but they're able to give us so much more from these characters, and it just makes this trial really come together very well for me. I like it. It's good. You're gonna say Eden and Ace? Yeah. Okay, I was about to say.
Isn't it?
It has to be Ace at this point then, because Eden could not do that. There would be no way Eden could do that. What? Suddenly narrowing down our suspect pool to only 2 suspects is quite the drastic move. What's your reasoning, Teriko?
The truth is,
that tape was used in Nico's murder, and it was missing afterwards when Rose and I went in the gym again, which was the first time Mono TV allowed anyone to enter following the murder. In other words, someone must have taken it directly from that crime scene in order to use it for the murder. Because this tape was used in this case, and because it could have only been taken from the crime scene, Nico left. That means that Ari's murderer must have been present at the scene of Nico's murder. That doesn't... The only people who were there before Mono TV closed the gym were me, Nico, Ace, and Eden. There it is. It isn't Nico because they have an alibi for the time of murder.
So what?
And why exactly can't it be you, you hypocrite? Because out of all the suspects, I'm the least suspicious. There it is. What?
Stop complaining.
Unlike you, I have been actively contributing to this trial the entire time. It would be illogical for me to have done so if I was the killer. And Ace has not contributed at all. He just pointed the finger at Nico the whole entire time. If I were the Blacken, it would have been incredibly easy to go along with David's claim that he murdered Ari. And that's another reason why it has to be Ace. Because I said it. I said that it only makes sense for him to frame Nico. And he's been trying to do that the entire trial from start to now finish. It's Nico, it's Nico, it's Nico, it's Nico, it's Nico. Just throwing it on Nico's name over and over and over and over and over and over. And I get it. He was the victim at one point. Yes, he was. That is true. But you can tell that he wants revenge. Agreeing with David wouldn't have even put suspicion on me, seeing as most others were genuinely convinced by him.
Seriously?
How stupid would I be to not take such an easy out? So, what if you're only pretending to be helpful? That's quite a complicated plan. First, pretend to be reliable by disproving David. Then point out that I am indeed a suspect, but hope that you all would think that if I really am the killer, then it would be illogical of me to have disproved David being the killer, even though that would have given me an easy way to win the class trial.
Listen to me.
Such a scheme requires everyone to think carefully about the kinds of actions a would-be killer would reasonably perform, and to draw conclusions based on the principle that people act logically. But to be frank, most of you are incapable of doing that. Need I remind you that you all were quite convinced that I was Xander's killer for a good portion of the previous trial? Yeah, they did.
Of course.
You all are easily emotionally swayed, irrational, and you need to be led by the hand in order to reach a proper conclusion. A manipulative scheme requiring so much subtlety would be wasted on you all. Basically, if you don't understand my reasoning, I'm not the killer because I think you all are too stupid. Facts! They're not good enough.
Dude.
That's pretty blunt. That leaves Ace and Eden as RA's possible killers. Ha! You're out of your gosh darn mind. Why would I kill RA? Because I thought Nico was so cool and wanted to imitate them by doing a murder of my own? Oh, because you wanted to frame Nico. Screw you. As if I would ever do that. I'm not the killer either. You and Ace are the only two people who could have taken the tape that was used in RA's murder. But I wouldn't have.
Don't say that.
Hang on, Eden is the killer. Don't accuse her.
Oh, great.
Not this again. You can't keep blindly defending the people you hope to be innocent if you don't have evidence, who? I do have evidence. Why are you writing me off? All because doesn't Eden have an alibi though? Or maybe not. Rule 10. The body discovery announcement will play when 3 or more people who did not witness the murder discover the body. And she was there. This rule specifically mentions that the body must be seen by 3 people who did not witness the murder. In other words, 3 innocent people. If I remember correctly, the body discovery announcement was set off by Terrico, Wit, and Eden. There it is, folks.
Oh!
That rule is always used. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I did discover the body. Well then, I suppose you have a point. Because Eden was one of the 3 who triggered that announcement, she must not have witnessed the murder.
I see.
Ah, that's correct. I suppose that would make Eden innocent. Phew! In that case, our only remaining suspect would be... Wait, so I'm the murderer now? You all are moving way too freaking fast. Hang on. Ugh, it pains me to have to come to Ace's defense of all people, but no matter. Terrico, Eden, Wit, did you all discover Ari's body at the same time? What are you getting at? Answer the darn question. Did or did you not all happen upon the corpse simultaneously? Describe in detail what happened when you 3 set off the body discovery announcement.
Well...
Let's see. When everyone started looking for RA, Terrico grabbed me and Eden and took us to the 2nd floor. Terrico specifically says that she wanted to form a party of 3 in order to trigger the body discovery announcement. We searched through every room together. When we went into the playground last, we all saw RA's body simultaneously. Immediately afterwards, that announcement played. So yeah, we did all see the body at the same time. Why? Oh my. Oh my. That's an issue. Why is that an issue? Why are you laughing?
Because I'm actually the first person to see the body.
Oh, that's why he's laughing. Huh? What does that mean? You know
exactly what I said.
Yeah.
I saw RA's body first. We've confirmed that I'm not the culprit. So, since I was the...
So if he didn't see RA's body first and it was those 3 that had seen it, then that would have made sense. But since he saw it first and then it was those 3 that saw it, then that means we're kind of screwed. Because that means that 4 people had seen it at that point. So since they all came in at the same time, it's like, well, there was all it needed was 2 more people, but then 3 showed up. So it kind of throws us all through a loop.
The first person to see the body. Then only 2 more innocent people would have had to see it to set off the body discovery announcement.
Right.
Everyone's making the assumption that the 3 people who triggered the announcement were Teriko, Wit, and Eden.
Dang. Well, this is unfortunate. But I don't see, like,
there's also
physically,
the possibility
Eden
that
wouldn't
it
be
was
able to
me,
do it.
Teriko, and Wit. Because those 3 all saw the body at the same time, they cannot determine that each person individually isn't the culprit. Only that their group holds at least 1 innocent person. In other words, this does not prove Eden's innocence.
But yeah, that doesn't alone.
What? David, I'm really sorry, but do you really expect everyone to believe such an obvious lie?
He's lying? Really? Why are you even considering it at all? The story doesn't make any sense. Arya died really recently. David has an alibi from before her time of death up until the motive reveal.
That doesn't prove
Well, the only time
anything.
David could have seen the body before Teriko, Wit, and Eden did is in that really short time span where we were all looking for RA. For David's story to make sense, he would have to have gone to the 2nd floor immediately after the motive reveal, seen Ari's body, and then have done nothing about it. Oh, yeah. And the whole time, he just conveniently avoided Teriko, Wit, and Eden on the same floor. Doesn't bring David any benefit to do something like that, and it's just a bother instead.
There's no way David would have done something that weird, so he's lying.
Yep, that's exactly what I did.
He said he did, though.
When we split up to search for RA, I was alone. That means that no one can verify my actions at the time. Oh, on the other hand, no one can verify that I didn't do what Nico just described.
David? You're so full of shit! That's such an obvious lie!
He's just throwing us through a loop.
Could have mentioned that you saw the body first way earlier in the trial, but you only mentioned this now.
Well, he's manipulating us.
Made it up! I'm starting to detect a trend of you coming up with lies on the spot just to fuck things up. How do you expect anyone to believe you? Especially after all the shit you've been pulling this entire trial?
Facts.
Oh, you misunderstand my intentions. I'm not trying to make you believe me. I'm not trying to make any of you believe me.
Then why the hell are you doing this?
The only person who I need to believe me is Teriko.
Uh-huh.
Why?
Okay, well, believe might be too strong of a word. You're right. My story sounds like a complete fucking lie. Teriko is the biggest skeptic out of all of us. If Che and Nico don't believe it, then there's no way she would. But what's definitely not a lie is the possibility that someone saw the body before Eden did. Most people don't have an alibi in the morning. Anyone could have somehow seen RA's body before Teriko. As to why that person would withhold that information from the trial, it's anyone's guess. But it should be exceedingly clear by now that everyone's rationales are anything but straightforward, if the secret motives mean anything. It is very possible that Eden setting off the body discovery announcement does not prove her innocence. Thus, we must continue to suspect her as a murderer. You see, all I want is for Teriko to distrust others. That's why I'm doing this, telling such obvious lies. There is no other proof of Eden's innocence. As long as there's a possibility that the evidence is false, as long as there's even the slightest reason to distrust others, then Teriko cannot trust Eden. Isn't that right, Teriko?
Okay then, sir.
It's in your nature to distrust people. Everyone you know has already betrayed you. There's no one in this world who won't hurt you. Even the people you love will turn their backs on you in the end. You know that well enough, don't you? So distrust in others, because that's the only way you know how to live.
Okay then. Eden, this conversation mostly concerns you. You've been silent this whole time. What do you have to say for yourself? That
can't be true.
there's no way that I could be the killer.
Think about it.
So we have reason to doubt that triggering the BDA exonerates you. Can you provide any other evidence to prove that you couldn't have killed RA?
Hey.
Oh, hang on. We don't have to jump to accuse Eden so fast. There has to be some proof of her innocence, right? Then tell me, what concrete piece of evidence shows that she cannot be the Blackened? What about... I can't think of anything. Sorry. Looks like you're on your own, Eden. Of course there's no proof of her innocence, because she probably did it. So don't point fingers at me.
Is it possible that...
Now that I think about it, Eden is in a good position to be RA's killer after all. Wait, what? In a good position? What does that mean? Why, because they're friends? RA was lured out to her death with a note. From that, we decided that the killer must have been someone who overheard the conversation between Arturo, Eden, and RA. However, we still have several unresolved issues. Who could that be that neither Arturo, Eden, or RA noticed their presence? And why would they eavesdrop on that conversation at all? The simpler explanation would simply be that the killer is Eden herself. There's no need for Eden to overhear a conversation she was a part of. Likewise, that note addressed to RA would not have to be faked either. Eden simply wrote it herself.
No way!
Wait, but that doesn't make any sense. I mean, if I wrote that note after all, then why would I help piece it back together so that everyone in the trial could read it? Right. I'm actually not sure about that. The fact remains that it would still be very convenient for you to be RA's killer. No. Why, Levi? Why?
Now that you mention it.
Given my own involvement in this murder case, it would probably be inappropriate of me to add my own interpretation. Yeah, it would, so shut up. But I'll say what I'm thinking anyway. Oh. Insensitive jackass. From personal experience and from everything else that I've learned in this trial thus far, I know that Eden has been very closely involved with RA. That certainly places more suspicion on Eden. After all, Ace has almost nothing to do with RA.
You bitch!
Exactly. Crap. I can't even remember the last time I had a conversation with that blue-haired bitch. No. Why? No one believes in me. Why?
I'm RA's killer? No way! Eden, please, don't cry. This whole time I've been trying to hold myself together because RA died.
Aww.
I wanted so badly for this all to be a dream and for RA to be alive and by my side. And now, you all think I killed her. Why? I cared about her. RA she could have been my friend. Why would I kill her?
Eden, please calm down.
Why am I being accused of murdering RA? I wanted to help her. I just wanted to be friends with her. Why would you say that I killed her? Is it because you think I hated her? That's not true. I didn't hate her.
Eden.
Derico.
These voice actors are eating.
Do you believe me?
They are
Listen.
cooking right now.
I didn't do it. Please, believe me. This whole trial has been cruel to me. Help me, Derico. I can't stand it. I just wanted to help RA. I didn't kill her.
You know I can't just take your words at face value, Eden.
Please, Derico. You're my friend, aren't you?
Aww.
Friends, help each other. So please help me. I promise I didn't kill her. I'm innocent. Please trust me. Please.
I want to trust her. But Terrico doesn't trust anyone.
Eden. Eden, pick up your head. Look at me. At this point in the trial, since I've narrowed RA's killer down to just 2 suspects, I'm going to pursue each suspect individually under the assumption that they're the killer. That way, I can see if any evidence matches up to them only. In other words, I'm going to choose my primary suspect right now. Even if that preliminary guess is wrong, I can always go back and attack the other suspect.
Ah, good point.
So for now, I'm going to assume you're innocent.
For now.
Really?
For now.
Thank you so much, Jericho.
Don't get me wrong. This isn't out of kindness or pity or anything else. This is only because you helped me in the last trial. I'm repaying your favor and nothing else. That's why I'll trust you. Just this once.
Jericho.
Man.
Thank you, Jericho.
Why?
Let go of me.
Aww. Don't do that. So then, Ace, you're my primary murder suspect. Let's chat. Are you kidding me? Oh, this is just too good. I need to take a break. I'm taking a break. Here we are with episode 15. Let's do it. It can't be Eden at this point, guys. It can't be. Unless they pull some weird plot twist where she turns out to be some bloodthirsty killer. I just don't see it happening. I mean, it could. Everybody has like a dark past in this, so. Ace, you're my primary murder suspect. Let's have a chat. Are you kidding me?
You bitch!
No, seriously, screw you. You're seriously going to call me the murderer all because Eden said so? That's so inane. I don't even know where to start.
Even so.
This is the choice that I've made. Whether it was right remains to be seen. But for now, I'll trust in my own judgment. That trust, it's here, baby. Regardless of whether you like it.
Wait a minute.
Wait, hold on. I'm not saying that Eden did it, but are you sure that the killer is Ace? This whole trial, we've been asking who eavesdropped on Arturo or RA and Eden so well that no one realized that they were being spied on. And you're saying that the answer to that question is a guy who has never heard of the term indoor voice? No, it must have been Ace. The more I think about it, the more I'm sure. Well, of course Eden would say that. It was him. He was the one stalking me. Huh? Could it be? At one time? Who's there? I know you've been following me. What? No, I'm not. What are you talking about? Oh, it's just you, Terrico. What are you doing here? Oh, I forgot about that. I always had the feeling that someone was following me around. It must have been you. You heard RA and I talking. To be honest, I always thought it was weird that Ace of all people managed to eavesdrop on David and RA's conversation without being discovered.
Think about it.
But if what Eden says is true, then I guess it would be consistent with Ace's apparent ability to sneak around.
I see.
I see. Could it be that he was originally planning to kill Eden, but switched targets when he saw that RA had a weakness that he could exploit? Maybe!
Fuck you!
Oh, screw off. That was not me, and you have no way of proving it. Even if you deny that, Ace, for someone who claims to be innocent, you still always seem to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. There's a very narrow window in which the fish found at the crime scene could have been taken, which is last evening. Any earlier, and Nico would have noticed the missing fish. Any later, and the relaxation room would have been closed. And you yourself confirmed that you were in the area at that time. Oh! After all, earlier in this trial, you made a big show revealing that you were listening in on RA and David's conversation last evening. Once they left, you were free to take the fish. True. So, Nico also could have taken it or lied about not seeing any missing fish. You're still blaming it on Nico. And isn't that why you took the fish at all? To frame Nico? No, not true. Yes, true. Oh, dude. Me and Veronica are on the same wavelength. I'm telling you, we both said the same. Shut up. I'm not playing this coy game with you.
Wait a minute.
Something's off about that. You're saying that Ace killed RA in a way that specifically resembled Nico's murder, but the only chance Ace had to take the tape was while he was being murdered. That means that Ace figured out Nico's murder method and thought up of a way to imitate it right after he was nearly killed. I just don't think that's realistic.
That's true.
Indeed. He clearly was not in the right state of mind at the time. Besides, he was injured. He did run off really quickly after regaining consciousness. Yeah, so? Even less reason that he would have figured out a way to murder RA with the tape then.
I disagree.
That's not necessarily true. Ace didn't need to figure out Nico's murder method in a few seconds. He had a whole day. After all, why were you in the gym the day after you almost got murdered, Ace? Oh! I'd like to think most people don't want to go back to the scene of their almost death so eagerly. True! Unless, of course, you needed to return to the scene of the crime to work out how it was done. Oh my god, it's all coming together. Then you're saying that Ace only determined his method of murder a full day after he took the tape? That doesn't make sense. Yeah, exactly. There's no reason for me to take the tape unless I had thought up this plan to kill RA within a few seconds. And that's impossible. It's not impossible. Unfortunately, I can't prove that you were truly thinking at the time with evidence. No one can prove that but yourself. Yeah. But I can easily conjecture at least 3 reasonable explanations for why it would be possible off the top of my head. 1. Given that you were stalking Eden before the Nico incident, you were already planning a murder beforehand. You entered the gym with a pre-existing intent to take the tape for some different, unspecified murder plan and change your mind on the details later. 2. You were pretending to be unconscious for longer than we thought. Maybe? And 3. You took the tape for first aid. That's ridiculous. Who uses non-medical tape for first aid? That's sickening. It's not that weird. I do it all the time. Some people do. That's sickening. Well then, there's 3 reasons to disprove the claim that you couldn't have done the murder. Are you satisfied with that, Ace?
That's just a load of
Oh,
crap.
fuck off. None of that is real evidence. And don't go saying that the lack of evidence to disprove me being the killer somehow proves that I am the killer. What is this? Some sort of devil's pubes? Wait, what? Wait, what's going on? It's not called... try not to laugh, Wit. Try not to laugh. You dumb bitch. How stupid are you? Were you convinced by Eden because she had a little sob story ready? Should I start crying and wailing too to change your mind? Terrico, no, everyone here. You're always attacking me for stupid reasons. Everyone always has it out for me. That pisses me off. All of you piss me off.
You're wrong.
No. The more I discuss this, the more I realize that you are more suspicious than Eden. It's true that Ace seems more like a murderer than her. Based on his personality alone, I'd certainly suspect him over Eden. Same. I wonder if you have more concrete evidence that implicates him, though. Yeah, we do need more concrete evidence because we kind of don't have that right now. But I'm with Veronica, and that's what I was saying earlier when I said that Eden doesn't seem like she could physically do it, because I feel like she would just be too nice. And like, this seems like a really calculated murder. And I feel like if she were to kill someone, it would be not necessarily by accident, but it wouldn't be as thought out like this, if that makes sense. Like, this looks like it had to be done by somebody who was like kind of diabolical, right? Like, they were really angry and just pissed off about something. And Ace does give off pissed off all the time. Do you even hear yourself right now? I'm a murderer because of my personality.
Bullshit!
You sons of bitches are all about concrete evidence until it comes to me, apparently. And a good point is, I think it was during the investigation, Jay had said something about how Terrico, if she were to kill someone, it would be like a gruesome scene. Like, she would stab someone multiple times, like 20 times or something like that. She said something similar in that way. And that kind of makes me think about this case. I'm like, well, if someone were to do this killing in this way, they'd have to be pretty mad or angry. Show me your neck scars. What? That time Eden and I found your body. I remember there being scratches on your neck and blood on your hands. Yeah, I remember that. You scratched yourself hard, didn't you? You must have woken up while you were being strangled and instinctively clawed your neck. Even though Nico, Eden, and I all saw your scars too, we all ended up disregarding such a small detail after a day had passed. But you probably never forgot, even if everyone else did. After all, you have to live with your scars every day. Yeah, he said that earlier. Even if you've been pretending that you're fine, it still hurts, right? Uh-oh.
Listen to me.
Because of that, you of all people would know best to tape up Ra's hands so that she wouldn't be able to do the same thing. That's why Ra's wrists were bound, because you didn't want her to wake up mid-murder to claw at her neck.
You fucking
That's the dumbest bullcrap I've ever heard. You think I'm the only one here capable of thinking about tying up her wrists? I thought I was supposed to be the stupidest one here. What's the deal with that? Take off your bandages and show everyone your neck injury.
You know...
You have a way to easily prove everyone wrong, but if you refuse to show us your scars, then we'll take it as a sign that Terraco's right about you having scratched your neck. Uh-oh. What's wrong, Ace? You seem stressed. They're only wounds. What's the issue? Could it be that almost being murdered has traumatized you a little bit?
asshole.
You think that almost being killed could have maybe given me a little trauma?
Sorry.
Aw, poor Nico. Even so, for the sake of this trial, can't you try and be a little more useful? Just do it! No, it's fine. That's not a very fair line of logic, so forget it. You were almost murdered after all. I should have understood that. Not to mention, this line of reasoning is the dumbest thing I've heard all trial. I could have theoretically taken the fish in the tape, so that means I'm the killer? Because I scratched my neck, it means that I only could have tied Ra's hands together? Are you even hearing yourself? Yeah, that one doesn't make any sense, really. No, you're right. I guess that's not really solid evidence. It's not. And look, I can still contribute evidence to the trial, too.
Oh, really?
Wow, Ace is actually being helpful. Clear out your fucking ears and listen. If you're going to base this entire witch hunt after me on the fact that this case looks like Nico's murder or some bullcrap, why don't you actually use your dusty-ass brains and think about it? Unlike Nico, I'm not a lying snake who pretends to be friendly to steal shit from other people. There's no way I could have accessed Turpentine or whatever to knock Ra out, like they knocked me out. He's right. Only Nico took it from me, and I really doubt they gave it to Ace afterwards.
Stop that!
You're always attacking Nico like this. Yeah, he is. It's the truth, though, and Rose is right. I kept it. I still have the Turpentine in my room. I'm sorry. Do we even know that Ra was knocked unconscious at some point?
Idiot.
Obviously, if you put the noose on her and then run to the spinner to start hoisting her up, just ample time to get out of the noose, idiot. Yeah, exactly. Okay, come on now.
Cut that out.
Don't insult me with your sarcasm, you lowlife. We've already established that her hands were taped. Then it would be a lot easier to tape the wrist of an unconscious person than to wrangle her into it. Idiot. How unfortunate that you brought that up as if it proves your innocence, Ace, because the answer to that is something that only makes sense if you, and not Eden, are Ra's murder. You are a jockey, and that's a fact. Yeah, he is. Not just any regular jockey, but one of the nation's top performing ones, and that means you should have an unusual amount of strength, much more than Eden, Ra, or Nico. Really? Didn't Xander crush him at arm wrestling? An arm wrestling contest is a poor indicator of overall fitness. Not to mention, even if Ace was weaker than Xander, I fail to see what that has to do with the comparative strength between Ace and Eden. Now, I will say, I don't really like that logic. Just because he's a jockey, he's stronger than Eden. I would say that he would just be stronger than Eden just because of, you know, like physically, just look at him. Like, like look at Eden and then look at him. It's like, But for you to be like, oh, he's a jockey, so he should be super strong. I'm just like, I don't know about that. Obviously, if it was anything other than an arm wrestling contest, I would have crushed Xander.
What the fuck?
Wait, that's not the dang point. Why does that make me the killer?
Use your brain.
Can you use your brain and draw some conclusions? Although I suppose the fact that you're being accused of murder incentivizes having basic intelligence. I'm saying that you could have simply strangled RA unconscious. Would that have really worked? Possibly. If Ace really did lure RA out there with a note, then he also had the advantage of knowing when and where she would be showing up. He'd have the element of surprise on his side as well. Hey, this song is nice.
Terrible.
If Ace could have done that, this sounds horrible to say, but couldn't he have simply choked her to death with his own hands? That's a little too easy. Nope, you said it yourself. It's horrible. Full offense, but I kind of doubt Ace of all people has the stomach to kill someone with his bare hands, especially seeing as he's just a little bit sensitive about his own neck now.
Shut up!
You're a complete a-hole, you know that?
You're delusional.
How many times have I told you to take a good hard look at yourself first before you call others unlikable? The call is coming from inside the house. Woohoo!
Stop talking.
I love his clapbacks. Speculation on Ace's psychological state cannot be used as concrete evidence in this trial. Big talk coming from you. Whit's little testimony about your psychological state was the only thing that saved your ass last trial. Your input is unnecessary. In any case, what's more important is the fact that the murder had to be carried out in a very specific manner because Ace was trying to imitate Nico's murder. The reason that Ace had to use a drop hanging mechanism rather than strangle Ari with his hands is so that it would look like the very same mechanism Nico used.
It seems that...
A long rope, drop hanging, a mechanism to wind up the rope. Perhaps some could be led to believe that Nico attempted the same murder method a second time, with several improvements made in light of its initial failure. But I wouldn't try the same thing twice. Well, only those who are unintelligent could fall for something like that, but Ace is nothing if not unintelligent, so it would be fair for him to think that is a good murder plan. In any case, if there were signs of barehanded strangulation, that would almost certainly point to athletic people like Ace. That is the reason Ace had to hang Are to scapegoat Nico and redirect blame from himself.
I agree.
Charles is right. The reason Are was killed in this manner was to pin the blame on Nico. Yeah, from the very start, Ace has been insistent that Nico was the murderer. I've been saying that! So, of course I'd be a suspect of them. They tried to kill me. God dang it. Why wouldn't I accuse them? It didn't initially strike me as odd that Ace keeps jumping to blame Nico. It was for me. I mean, it's not that surprising. He was almost killed, and even though he survived, he's still injured. That sounds like an awful experience. Most people would sport a heavy grudge against Nico for that. Well, yeah, but at the same time, the way he was doing it. But in hindsight, Ace has been abnormally insistent about Nico's guilt, even by his standards. Almost as if he had planned this entire murder to pin the blame on Nico. Yes, 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 yes! I have been saying this! Wait, but why was Ari hanging from the swing set when he found her? I didn't, I wasn't. That doesn't resemble your murder scheme in the slightest, right? That's really only one reason to set up Ari's body like that, and that's to try and pass off the murder as a suit. Pinning the murder on you was plan B, most likely. But in this case, plan B was also the main plan.
The truth is...
Ace probably understood that even if he tried to pass the murder off as a S-word, most people would quickly realize Ari must have been murdered anyway, due to the rules of this killing game. Still, it was worth a shot. Ari died from a neck injury, and she was in the noose to begin with. He might as well. It's not like you're particularly going out of your way to do so, nor would you have anything to lose. So if I'm understanding this right, Ace choked Ari unconscious because he didn't have any other method of knocking her unconscious, but he ended up killing her using hanging to pin the blame on Nico. Correct. And to reiterate, very few people are capable of choking someone to the point of unconsciousness. That points the blame to Ace. Wait, but is Ace even capable of doing a feat of strength like that? He's injured after all.
Why am I putting up with you?
Why are you coming to Ace's defense? If we aren't suspecting him, we would be suspecting you. You know that, don't you? Well, it makes her look less suspicious doing that though, too. I forgot about that. But still, it doesn't seem right. I saw it for myself. He was bleeding heavily from his neck when we found him, and he's still in bandages even now. With such a horrible injury like that, there's no way Ace could have exerted himself. Not really. It was a superficial neck wound.
Shut up!
Superficial? That's bullshit. I have not been in pain for this long for you to call this superficial.
You're wrong.
You're still talking, aren't you? You had no issue talking even right after you woke up. When it comes to neck wounds, if you're still capable of talking freely, then it means that the neck wound isn't serious. It signals that nothing important or internal was damaged. Admittedly, that's only a rule of thumb, not a hard rule, but Ace has been moving around fine this whole time anyway.
How cruel.
Even though his neck is bandaged now, it did look like it hurt a lot back when we found him.
Listen to me.
I'm not trying to downplay his injury. After all, he lost so much blood in such a violent way. I don't mean to say it's not painful, because I'm sure it is, nor am I saying that there wouldn't be any lasting impacts from a wound like that. But it shouldn't really impact his movement, as long as he has a tolerance to pain. All the physical movement required to carry out this murder may hurt, true, but it's not impossible for him to do.
I'm confused.
But even if he didn't have the neck wound, isn't Ace kind of weak? Xander crushed him in arm wrestling. Also, he's kind of small and he doesn't eat a lot. He's, you know, I don't think he could have hoisted Ari up with a spinner. Seconded. He's a scrawny little guy. Strength aside, I have another issue with the idea that Ace could have killed Ari. That's what I was saying. I was like, just because he's a jockey doesn't mean he's like super strong or anything like that. Like, I don't think you need to be super strong to be a jockey.
Too stupid?
That's mean.
The way we've described this murder so far, it involves a lot of careful planning, foresight, and subtlety. Not only is Ace sort of stupid, but he's also super impulsive and loud. I don't really buy that he could have planned something so complicated.
Are you seriously? You all actually think I'm too goddamn stupid to accomplish anything? Do you really think I'm 2 seconds away from choking on my own spit and passing out?
I think his ego is going to get the best of him here. And he's about to out himself.
Oh, that hit a nerve, didn't it?
It did.
Of course it did! I don't think I'm a genius. But even then, I'm not a fucking monkey.
Do you deny being weak?
Well, monkeys are actually very smart.
Do you deny being stupid?
Of course! Why wouldn't I?
So you admit you're capable of committing this murder?
Of course I... What?
You have a choice, Ace. Swallow your pride and say that you're too weak, too stupid, and too incompetent to perform this murder. Accept the fact that no one thinks highly of you.
Oh, she's about to cook
defend
him.
your dignity at the risk of admitting that you're perfectly capable of committing this murder and continue to be our #1 suspect.
Defend his dignity? Not like he had any in the first place. It's Ace we're talking about here.
This is what it all comes down to, huh? Why is this the choice I have to make here of all things? You want me to choose between my dignity
He's about to
and
snap.
my life?
He's about to crack.
I've been forced to make this choice constantly! This whole time I've been trapped in this godforsaken murder game! Stuck with a bunch of people who think I was born defective!
Whoever the VA is for Ace, they were cooking. Like, they literally told him to cook, and he said, I'm a master chef. I'm a professional. I'm about to whip something up for you. He did amazing.
David is an annoying bastard, and I hate his guts. But he's right. What dignity do I have at this point? Everyone thinks I'm a stupid, weakling coward who isn't good for anything but screaming! So yeah, I agree with you all. I'm too fucking incompetent to pull off this murder. I'm a total goddamn idiot baby who can't tell his left from his right if it was written on my hands. Now go! Suspect Eden of murder instead of me. At least you all respect her.
That's not Ace. I'm sorry. I disagree with Ace. Unfortunately for him, I'm going to choose to put faith in his intelligence and abilities. Everyone else, I expected better of you. At the very least, I was hoping you all would take even a slightly logical approach to this trial.
Stop talking.
Really? Ace is too stupid to commit murder? What a rash judgment based on nothing but intelligence-based biases. Hey, aren't you the de facto intelligence-based bias guy? You already said Ace was super dumb like 3 times already. Plus you call me stupid all the time. What?
Shut up.
Okay, fine. I'm not above making rash judgment calls on other people's intelligence. I admit it. It's just that when other people do it, it truly gets on my nerves. So I have an issue now with this line of logic. Okay, so you're a hypocrite then. Thanks, Charles. We appreciate that. I think we understand who you are. I'm the only person reasonable enough to make that sort of judgment call. Everyone else who does so is being biased to the point of idiocy. You're doing it again.
Get it.
My point stands. All these slights leveled at Ace's abilities are biases, nothing more. There's no particular reason he shouldn't be able to commit this murder. Do you think he's too stupid to carry out this murder? How do you intend to rigorously prove his innocence with that logic? Will you have Ace sit through an IQ test and then quote a scientific study that states that people below a certain IQ threshold are incapable of planning murders? No such study exists. I was about to say that myself, actually. It doesn't make any sense because you don't need to necessarily be smart to plan a murder. Dumb people plan murders all the time. The only argument that could be measurably proven is the idea that he is too weak to carry out some of these physical feats. But even that is complete nonsense. And this murder is not even that complex if you think about it. Once again, he is an ultimate whose talent is of the athletic variety. It is practically his nature to have impressive strength. Really, you all severely underestimate what being a jockey entails. Do you think that their job is to simply sit on a horse? If that's the case, then all horse races would be run by horses carrying 100-pound bags of sand.
That's true.
Charles is right. It really is no simple task to control a horse going over 40 miles per hour on a regular basis. Yeah, but you don't need to be like a weight. You don't need to be a bodybuilder to be a jockey or to ride a horse. It requires physical strength and endurance. Intense training 6 days a week is standard, and the physical tests that jockeys have to go through are grueling, to say the least. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm sure that even if Ace doesn't give off the impression, he is someone who works very hard. I don't know of very many jockeys in my life, okay? I don't know any, actually. Because of that, I can confidently say that Ace would probably be able to outperform most people here in quite a few physical benchmarks. Maybe not in every physical feat, like arm wrestling. The argument that he's weak doesn't make any sense at all.
Disappointing.
It's only because people are uneducated that they think jockeying could possibly be easy. The Dunning-Kruger effect. Not what it's called. In any case, that is a significantly lengthy enough digression from me. I have debunked your claims. My thing is, if it's down to Eden and Ace, and we're trying to figure out strength, right? It doesn't matter if the dude is a jockey and you need to be like super strong to be a jockey. He is stronger than Eden completely. Like Eden wouldn't be able to do it at all. Like she doesn't have the physical ability to lift somebody up at all. Like it doesn't matter how strong Ace is. I just know he's stronger than Eden. We're definitely overthinking this, okay? Like, we're overthinking this a little too much. It does not matter if he's a jockey or not and what it entails to be a jockey and how super strong you need to be a jockey and et cetera, et cetera. We're saying that it's either Eden or Ace. Who's stronger in this particular situation? Who would be able to lift up a body? Definitely Ace, not Eden. Ace is Ari's killer. Do not refute me again on this matter, unless you enjoy being incorrect.
What's your problem?
Ugh, I got your point several minutes ago, okay? You did not have to drag that on for so long just to say that I'm wrong.
I'm done here.
Then simply do not be wrong in the future. If, like Charles said, biases should be disregarded in this trial, then all we have left is the evidence. And no matter how I look at it all the evidence points to Ace. The tape, the resemblance to Nico's murder, Ari's strangulation. That strangulation thing is still bullshit. As if I'm the only strong person enough here to choke Ari out. Why not single out Levi since he's so strong and reliable? Or maybe, hell, I don't know. As if I know anything about how strong the rest of you jackasses are. But assuming that I'm the only person here strong enough to murder Ari because I'm a jockey is idiotic. No, it isn't. Don't forget that we've narrowed down the killer to just between you and Eden. That's what I'm trying to say. There's an extraordinary difference in strength between you, the professional athlete, and Eden. A difference far too large to be overlooked. Levi is so smart. Thank you, Levi. Levi is speaking my language right now. This is what I just said. We're not saying that only you out of everyone here could have done it because you're a jockey. You're simply saying that between you and Eden, you're much more likely to have done it. There it is. And that's what matters. Huh. I expected everyone else to get on my ass, but for you of all people to think I'm the murderer? What happened to ever wanting to make things up, huh? Besides, between you and me, we know who's really a murderer.
Ace.
Uh-oh.
Shut up!
Shut up already. It's all bullshit. Everything you're saying is bullshit. All right, we gotta shut this man down.
No way I could have done any of the shit you're suggesting. Being a jockey doesn't make me some kind of god.
He's sorta right. If we assume Ace is RA's murderer, it explains a lot of things. But it doesn't explain everything.
He's about to get Leon Kuwata'd.
Let's think about how he would have done the murder again.
With the laundry ball.
In the context of comparing it to Nico's murder.
There's a big difference between the two, though. Nico hung their wire off of the ceiling of the gym by standing on a stepladder. But the playground ceiling is much higher.
How the hell would I have gotten the rope up there? You're insane if you think I could have climbed up there too.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong.
You were right in saying that the playground ceiling is much too high to climb up.
Even so.
But you could have thrown it over the rafters by tying one end of the rope to a weight. Wait, what weight? This. What is that? Is that my clothes and Terraco's? Mono TV must have left these lying around the dress-up room.
It seems that...
If you heavily starch it with laundry starch and then tie it up with rope, it makes a suitable weight. It's light and easy to toss around. Wait, so I just chucked it up there? Are you stupid? How could I have thrown it that high? And don't repeat the same stupid argument you've been spouting all this time and say that I could have done it because I'm a jockey. Nothing about a jockey's skill set would suggest that I would have a good throwing arm. I don't know if that's true or not. In fact, I don't. I'll go ahead and admit that I'm not capable of doing that. I can't even throw a baseball to save my own life. Shouts out Leon, baby. But there's other evidence to suggest that you did throw it up there. Some of the ceiling lights were broken, probably from your failed attempts. What do you have to say to that, Ace? Oops. How are you going to defend yourself?
Bullshit. It's all bullshit.
No, it isn't.
Complete bullshit! I mean, are you jackasses out of your mind? Do you even hear the diarrhea stream of shit coming out of your mouths? I mean, I could have performed this murder because I'm a jockey? Are you fucking stupid? Just because I'm somewhat athletic, it means no one else could have committed the murder? Did you try washing your vegetables before you eat them? Or did you all get a parasitic infection of brain worms over the past few days?
What?
Ace! I don't want to hear anything from you most of all, Eden. It's because of your whiny little crying spell that Terraco decided to come after me. All because she pities you. Eden, Nico, and Terraco are all just a suspect. So why am I being attacked? You're all always assuming the worst of me. How is that fair? Especially after I nearly got murdered myself. Now Nico is going to get off scot-free and I'm going to be punished? You're corrupt! All of you!
That's enough! Stop yelling! You're not helping your case!
Why? Why do I have to shut in my trap, but everyone else can say whatever the hell they want? Am I not allowed to speak for myself? What kind of bullshit rape trial are you all running here? You don't have any real evidence to pinpoint me! Shut the fuck up! If I survive this trial, I will actually kill all you bastards for real!
Well, you're not going to survive, so sorry.
I didn't fucking kill her! You're so full of shit! Is there something wrong with your brain? You bastard! I'm going to kill you! Why don't you try accusing someone else?
Hold on. This song is
full of shit. You've always had it out for me. Is there something wrong with your brain? I'm going to kill you! How could I have thrown the rope that high? You have no
using a
proof I'm
slingshot?
capable of making a throw like that.
It ends here.
Ah!
Oh, poor horse.
Listen to me.
You say there's no way you could have thrown the rope over one of the ceiling rafters. And perhaps that's true. The ceiling of the playground is so high that it would be quite difficult for anyone to throw the weight over the rafters. But if a feat of strength is too difficult for you, then it'd be downright impossible for Eden, our only other suspect. And there's one other way you could have gotten the rope up there, a method that only you could use. You and only you could have made a slingshot to launch the weight. Specifically, you made a slingshot out of this. Ow! Huh? What's that?
I see.
That's a fitness stretch band. Certainly you could wrap it around the bars in the playground to create a makeshift slingshot. Then you could have easily launched the weight. Now that's cool. I didn't see this part coming. Fuck. A fitness stretch band? That kind of thing would be found in the gym, correct? Why would that point to him specifically? I've never seen any such thing in the gym. Normally, this piece of evidence wouldn't incriminate anyone in particular. However, he goes to the gym a lot. What is this? A big rubber band? You really have never been in a gym before, have you? Oh, something like this is useful for physical therapy. Since I injured my shoulder, it might be useful or yeah, helpful to me. What's that? You need this? I don't necessarily need it, but... You're fucking bad. Mine now. I'm keeping it. Choke on your own spit and die, a-hole. Oh, he took it! Oh no! You're the only one that had it! Ace took it from the very start, for the simple, petty reason that he was trying to spite Levi. Ace is the only person who had that stretch band, so he's the only person who could have done it. Dang, I wish I would have remembered that. Yeah, like if you would have remembered that, then that pretty much incriminated him. I can back that up as well as I was there. Ace very clearly took it for himself.
Bullshit!
Piss off! You're lying to verify Teriko's made-up story. No, I would not lie about this. Ace. Did you really only take that stretch band back then to anger me?
Why don't we discuss...
In other words, based on all the evidence we've collected so far, you're the only one who could have killed Are. You're one of the few people who could have rendered Are unconscious. You're one of 2 people who could have taken the tape from the gym for a murder the next morning. And you're the only person who could have used the stretch band. There's just too many things and it's all adding up to you. That certainly narrows it down to you. No. I refuse to believe it.
Son of a bitch.
Believe it? You're acting suspicious as hell all anyway. Are we going to vote now? If everyone is convinced, that means we vote.
Shut up!
Shut your damn mouth. As if I'd listen to anything you'd say. If I used water jugs to weigh down RA, where would I have stored them, huh? You still haven't answered that. Until you can explain that, I'm not convinced. There's still so many damn holes in your theory.
Ace! Do you even understand what this class trial is? Tell me, how do we decide who's the murderer?
What?
We determine who lives and who dies by a majority vote.
True.
In other words, the opinion of everyone who isn't you. Who cares where you stored the water jugs? There are so many places where you could have easily stored something that innocuous. All the other evidence points to you anyway, and everyone here is convinced of your guilt. The point of the trial is to determine who the killer is, not to determine every single little detail of what happened.
The woman speaks.
It doesn't matter that you're not convinced. It's
Let him have
not going to help you nor change your fate. No matter how you feel or what you think, nothing will change.
Facts. It's over.
The only thing that will save you is if everyone here believes that you're innocent.
And they don't.
Whining and screaming is going to change our minds.
Nope.
If you call us all stupid and wrong, we're going to magically decide not to vote for you out of the goodwill of our hearts. If anything, you acting like this only makes you more suspicious.
There it is.
I've been fighting this
I'm gonna take a
entire
sip.
trial to find the truth using real evidence. And when I make mistakes, I own up to them.
Yep.
What have you contributed?
Nothing.
Show me some concrete proof of your innocence. Otherwise, shut up and stop wasting everyone's time. Are you silent now? What happened to all those things you were shouting earlier? Don't you have anything to say for yourself?
He's about to snap. It's coming.
Any evidence? Any deductions to show that you're innocent? Come on, Ace! Don't you want to live? Defend yourself!
He's cooked.
God damn it. I'm such a piece of shit.
Ace?
Yeah, you're right. I'm screwed. There's no way I'm making it out of this trial alive. I just wanted to stall for time. I'm scared of dying. I really am.
But you took someone's life, though. I give up. Now that I know I'm dead, there's no point in fighting. I don't even want to yell anymore. I'm tired.
I killed R.A. That's exactly right.
Shit. It sounds really bad when I say it out loud.
How could you do that?
Why? Why did you kill her? Why would you do such a horrible thing? Did you kill R.A. because of Mono TV's motive? Because you wanted to keep your secret hidden? Hell no. I don't give a damn about that motive. Or my dumb little secret, you idiot fuckwad. Who do you think I am? You? That wasn't why I killed her.
I was scared of dying. That's all.
What do you mean? I'm definitely going to die in this killing game if I don't escape. Everyone hates me, right? Because I'm a volatile asshole who can't help but pick fights and make people mad at me. Veronica was right. If pushed to kill, everyone would feel the least guilt if they killed me. They might even have some sort of grudge. I wouldn't be surprised. When Nico tried to kill me, that just confirmed it. There's a part of me that's a little pissed that Nico didn't succeed back then, because that would have saved me the trouble of having to go through this stupid-ass farce. Although, I'd be really fucking pissed if they did successfully kill me. I'm kind of pissed at Nico for trying to kill me either way.
But still, if I didn't kill someone and escape, then I was going to die. I'm fucking terrified of dying. I can't sleep at night because I keep thinking about how I'm going to die young in this goddamn killing game. I didn't want to die. I want to live, just like everyone else.
Live and escape this killing game and go back to my shitty life where I can't do anything on my own because I can't control myself. Back to that life where I can't do anything but a sport that I hate because I suck shit at everything else. I was forced into that fate to kill someone because I'm scared. Because either that, or I would be killed first. There were no other options for me because I'm a coward who can't fight my own fate. That's so selfish. Even if you felt that way, you still killed R.A. And you were willing to let the rest of us die for your own sake. Don't you feel bad? You're so goddamn funny. Holy shit. Quit your job as a clockmaker and become a stand-up fucking comedian. You think I give a crap about you all? Why would that matter to me? No one gives a crap about me either. None of you even respect me enough to think I was capable of killing R.A. In fact, that made me feel way less guilty about killing.
So what? Get over yourself.
Hmm?
Yeah, it sounds like your life sucks. Maybe you do have a right to feel that way. I admit, hearing you talk, all I can think is, I'm glad I'm not you. Maybe I was too harsh on you. Me and everyone else here. I don't think a single one of us stopped to think where the breaking point is.
Right.
But murder is unacceptable, no matter what. Your problems might be awful, and they might be the worst in the world, but they're still not so bad that killing 13 people is acceptable. You can't be forgiven as a murderer just because your life sucks.
Exactly.
I know that. I'm the one who murdered Ari, so of course I know that. Ari, she was a piece of shit too. Just like me. Even if she said all that nice bullshit to Eden, there was no guarantee she was really going to change and become a good person. Maybe if she lived, then by tomorrow, she'd be right back to her annoying bitchy self.
Dang.
But at least she was trying.
And I can't even change one thing about myself. Not my shitty job, nor my shitty personality, nor my shitty life.
I really am a piece of shit, huh?
Oh my, how tragic. That's... how cruel.
Fuck you!
Dang it. If you all have nothing left to say, then just vote already. Put me out of my misery already, you bastards.
Voting time!
Are we all ready to vote? Before we do that, allow me to go over the case one more time to confirm we all understand this murder. Why? Why do you have to remind me of the fucked up shit I did? I already feel like crap. I don't want to think about what I've done. Not now, nor ever. Sorry, but it has to be done. Confront the mistakes you've made, then accept death. That's the fate of everyone who chooses to participate in the killing game. And you almost had me tearing up here for a second.
The culprit,
Ooh.
Ace, decided to choose Are as his victim when he overheard Are comforting Eden. He was originally planning to kill Eden. However, when he learned that Are was strongly motivated to prove herself to Eden, he realized he would be able to take advantage of that. He forged a letter from Eden, asking Are to meet her at 7:30 a.m. in the playground, and slipped it under Are's door sometime during the evening. Before official nighttime started, he filled some jugs with water from the relaxation room's pond and stored them somewhere. During that night, he began preparing for his murder. Ace specifically chose a method of murder that resembled the way Nico tried to murder him a few days ago, so he could pin the blame on Nico.
Didn't work.
He began by setting up a mechanism for drop hanging in the playground. He wrapped high-friction tape around the bars of the carousel to give it more friction.
He probably would have had a better chance of getting away if he
took the
didn't
stretch band he had and tied it around the bars
blame
to
Nico the
create
whole
a
entire
chest
trial.
slingshot. Then, he tied Are's rope, which he got from the storage, around a starched ball of old clothing and used his slingshot to launch it over one of the ceiling rafters. This took him a few tries, and he broke some of the lights in the process. He then tied one end of the rope to the carousel.
How heavy was that ball? How was it able to break the lights though?
Afterwards, he tied the other end of the rope into a noose after securing the water jugs through the rope.
Because I thought Terrico said that the ball was kind of light,
Set up multiple
but he could
times until
be able to
figured
throw
out
it.
the right length of rope to use. With this, his preparations were complete. Are arrived at the playground at 7:30 a.m. in the morning, expecting Eden. But instead, she was ambushed by Ace, who strangled her until she passed out. He taped her wrists together and put her in the noose. He tied the rope to the carousel again to reduce the length of the free rope. Then, he started to hoist her body up by rotating the carousel. Once Are reached the top, he released it. The rope unwinded quickly until it hit its end, which was shorter than it was before due to the knot that Ace tied. The jerking motion snapped Are's neck and killed her. However, the water jugs did not hold up and broke, splashing water and fish everywhere. Ace then cut her free and shoved the excess rope under the spinner. He climbed on top of the swing set and tied the other end of the noose there to make it seem like Are hung herself. He then removed the tape from her wrists, which left red marks. He tossed the fake note, tape, and broken water jugs into the trash. Finally, he left and went upstairs to meet everyone else in the movie screening room for the motive announcement. That sums up what you've done so far. Isn't that right? Ace Markey, the ultimate jockey.
Dang. Almost got away with it. If it wasn't for the meddling kids. All right, here we go. Episode 16. We're gonna see an execution here. I'm nervous. Like, what else could happen?
Seems like you're all in agreement. Are we all ready to vote? Please use your monopads to input who you think the killer is.
Easy.
As this trial comes to a conclusion, get ready to find out what the final verdict is. Will you make the right choice or the wrong one? I can't wait to find out. Let's vote.
Wait, what? Who voted Terrico?
The result is... Drum roll, please.
The hell?
Congratulations! You got it right. The blackened this time around is Ace Marquis, the ultimate jockey.
Was that David that voted Terrico? Looks like we all got it right, even though I tried so hard to ruin everything. Good work, everyone. I'm proud of us.
How could you do that?
You really did kill R.A. Why her of all people? Well, you really did end up having a second murder and trial after all, huh? To be honest, I really thought that no one would repeat what happened to Xander and Min. And yet, we're still doing it again. How ridiculous.
What do you have to say for yourself?
Nothing. I don't have any excuses for what I did. I killed her, and if you never forgive me for that, then there's nothing I can say. Sorry, I guess. Sounds stupid as hell for saying sorry, as if apologizing could change anything. I'm the kind of person you'd call irredeemable, right? Figures. It's just too cruel. This all could have been prevented, couldn't it? It's just misfortune. That's why Ace killed. That's all. How could you say it's just misfortune? Ari wasn't killed because of an accident, bad luck or not. Ace had made up his mind to go through with this murder. So we can't possibly blame ourselves for failing to prevent something like that. Of course I know that. Ace planned to kill R.A., and even before that, he was planning to kill me. Then how can you forgive him? I never said I forgave him. It's just that the Ace that I met for the first time wasn't a murderer. I can't forgive him. He killed R.A. after all. She was innocent, and he killed her for unfair reasons. But those unfair reasons were unfair to him as well. Yeah, I mean, you are in a game. So much has happened that it feels like an eternity since this killing game started. When we first met Ace a week ago, he was the same person, certainly, but he was also different. He was happier and he trusted people more. I actually like Veronica a lot more. Like, I think she might be my top 3 characters. And he wasn't a murderer back then. Still, between then and now, he changed. He had to. Like adding stones on a pane of glass, one after another, until eventually the glass cracks. The only thing anyone can do in this killing game is to shatter. Are you saying that Ace was pressured to kill RA because of stuff like almost being killed?
You're wrong.
No. Ace was already planning to commit a murder even before Nico made that attempt. After all, everything that happened with Eden, RA, and Arturo had already taken place before Nico even made a move. Nico's attempted murder isn't a cause, it's just a symptom of what this killing game has done to all of us. Whatever.
Whatever!
I'm glad you're all having so much fun psychoanalyzing me. Did you all get the Veronica virus or what?
Shut up!
You all are wrong, so shut up. I bet you feel so pleased with yourself, acting like you understand me. Just shut the fuck up. Do you want to know the actual reason I did all the things I did? It's way simpler than whatever the fuck super mind game psyche shit you guys are proposing. I didn't want to die. That's all.
You piss me off.
So go shove that answer up your ass, motherfuckers. Ace.
Asshole.
Don't you dare get on my case, you piece of shit. Shut up for the rest of your life and kill yourself. Don't think that I forgot about your secret, you damn murderer.
Really now?
What? And you're not a murderer? It's really funny in hindsight how you acted all betrayed when you found out Levi was a murderer. As if you were unaware that you yourself had killed someone. People be like that sometimes. Even now, you still have it up. You still have it in you to throw stones in your glass house. You're so manipulative. Boo.
I knew that I wasn't allowed to call him a murderer. I had no right to act betrayed. Because I was the one who betrayed everyone. But still
Why?
But still I don't care what it was! I don't care if it made me a hypocrite! Even if I was completely in the wrong! And even if it made my life worse! I just needed a reason to stay mad at you! Any reason at all, god damn it!
I hope all the VAs get a job after this, man, because everybody's doing amazing.
Force yourself to be angry at me. You just said you know that you're in the wrong, so why do you still do it? I don't understand. I can't understand you. No matter how hard I try.
Good! Stay that way! I hope you never understand me! Even after I'm buried 1 billion miles deep in the ground and you're weeping in my grave, you piece of shit!
Shut up.
Enough with that. You don't have a lot of time left. No shit, I'm very aware of that. Of course I know I'm going to die, so don't rub it in. I need you to do a favor for me right now. It might just save your life. What? The whole reason this killing game keeps going on is because we're all forced to follow Mono TV's rules. After all, if we break them, we risk being punished, and none of us want to risk our lives. But you're about to die via execution. You have nothing to lose, right? Oh, wait, hold on. What are you saying? Break a rule right now. I thought about it long and hard, about how to end the killing game, and I end up waiting for another murder to happen so that I can ask this of the Blackened. Someone who already is going to die should have no need to fear any more punishment for breaking the rules. You understand what I'm asking you to do, right, Ace? What the heck?
Kill Mono TV for me.
What the heck? More murder! Wait, what? Hey, wait a second. Huh? What are you saying?
I can't do it.
Why?
Why? The most likely option that will come out of this is that you'll fail and be punished. But you're going to die of execution anyway. If there's a small chance, any chance at all, that doing this will end the killing game and allow us all to live, you included, why aren't you taking it? Why? Why can't you do it?
You tell me to do something crazy like it's nothing, but it's terrifying. I'm scared. I don't want to die. I can't do that.
If you can't do that, then tell me, why did RA have to die? It's because unlike RA, you couldn't make amends with the people you made enemies out of.
Right.
You were too scared to confront the people you hurt. Say you're sorry and promise to be a better person. So instead, you took out your own personal problems on other people by murdering someone who had nothing to do with you. Ari died because you're a coward, Ace!
What's he about to do?
I know that I'm a coward. But that doesn't mean you have to keep saying it!
Oh! Go, 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 go. He broke mono TV.
Shit.
Holy shit. Did that really work? It's not responding. No way.
No way!
You really did it? I did? Finally, it's over. A fatal error has been detected. Restarting systems immediately. Huh? Temporary error in running the installed mono TV. Now loading the default XF personality. Full restart scheduled in 1 hour. Wait, what the heck? System will load in 3, 2, 1. What's happening?
Greetings, everyone. My name is Mono TV.
What? What the hell's going on?
The killing game procedure will proceed as planned.
No way. I don't get what's going on.
Your efforts to end the killing game are admirable. However, you seem to have a fundamental misunderstanding of how the killing game works.
Whose voice is that?
Even if the is destroyed, I can continue to operate this killing game from this building's electronic systems. Perhaps you've mistakenly conflated me with a human and thought that I have a soul that is intrinsically connected to my body. But I am not a human.
What?
To destroy me is nothing more than a wasted effort on your part. I apologize for the misunderstanding.
Of course, it wouldn't be that easy. Sorry, Ace. Because you have broken one of the rules, punishment is in order.
Shit!
Uh-oh.
However,
I understand full well that Ace already has an execution waiting for him. Yeah? And? Huh? You've reasoned that someone already marked for execution should be able to break the rules with impunity, as they would have nothing to lose. Is that right? Oh no! But there's no reason for me to punish Ace a second time. That would fail to serve my purpose. No kill Terrico! What? Your purpose? Naturally.
run this killing game until the death of every participant.
Whenever I make a decision, ultimately, I must make the choice that fulfills my purpose. After all, that was why I was created. For the sake of that goal, I have decided to make an exception in this special circumstance. What's gonna happen then? What the actual I will pass the punishment for breaking the rules to the one who made that decision. You don't mean...
To conclude, I will now proceed with the execution of Teriko Tawaki.
No! Hold on! Ah! They got Gatling guns! A large gun rose out of the floor and aimed at me. Wait. No! Don't kill the main
10.
Don't kill the main character. He's my favorite character.
9.
I will literally cry right now if something doesn't happen.
Teriko, run!
Please.
8.
She's not running.
Why are you just standing there? You've seen what Mono TV is capable of. That thing will surely kill you.
7.
Don't!
Stop talking and cover your eyes.
Teriko, hide somewhere!
Where can she hide?
6.
She's smiling?
What are you doing? Why are you just standing there?
What's the point? I should have known this would happen.
What the hell?
5.
What is she talking
Even
about?
If I shield myself behind others, even if I search for an escape, it always comes down to this. I have to face the consequences of my actions.
What?
There's no escaping that.
4.
What are you talking about?
Bro, they cannot kill the main character.
Killed!
Killed? I doubt it. As if something so kind could happen to me.
3.
What?
I won't die. Even if Mono TV puts 100 bullets in my body.
Oh, this girl is
I'll
crazy.
Be badly injured. Possibly lose a body part. Maybe I'll even end up in a coma for months.
What is she talking about? Is she a cyborg or something?
I never will. There's nothing I can do but accept my fate. It's what I deserve, after all.
1.
What?
Jericho, run, please!
Don't worry, everyone. I'll show you all what it means to be the ultimate lucky student.
0.
No. I was perfectly willing to get shot. I thought I didn't have to care about what happened to the other people, and especially not about what happened to me. Okay, well, what the heck just happened then? I thought if I lived alone and died alone, nothing would stain my conscience, even if that was a selfish way to live. Okay, but even so, yeah? Oh! No! Levi took the bullets? Huh? Oh, all of a sudden he leaped in the way. Oh! No! Are we gonna lose 2 people now? Oh, crap. The smell of blood is really strong. Even though I told him not to look, he's still... Don't worry, I shut off the gun as soon as I detect that Levi was in the way. His injuries are not fatal. Oh my god, thank god. Well then, is Terako still gonna die? Oh no, okay. Woo! That was lucky on both Terako and Levi. He's barely breathing. He's not gonna be alive for much longer. If Levi dies because of this, I'm sure I'll miss him, but this is quite a way to go. I can't say I wasn't entertained. I was this close to crying, bruh. If Terako would have died, I would have been done with this one. This fangan would have been over for me. I'm sorry. Oh my dear lord. He could live, theoretically, but only if he gets immediate medical attention. Everyone, we have to take him to the infirmary now. What about the execution? Huh? The elevator won't open.
Please.
Open the elevator. We need to help Levi. I'm afraid I can't do that yet. Why? Everyone may only leave the trial grounds once the trial has fully concluded. That includes the execution of the Blackened. Until the Blackened is executed, you cannot leave.
What the hell? There's no way Levi will survive. You said he'll survive if he gets immediate medical treatment! But we're trapped in this trial room! Arturo, you have to save him! If I... God damn it!
Dang.
If I get executed, then you all can leave and take him to the infirmary, right?
Correct.
So... Oh, fucking hell, I don't want to die! Execute me right now! You hear me, Mono TV?
Well, I mean, you were already supposed to be executed.
Because Levi is going to fucking die, and I'm going to have a third goddamn death on my hands! Even then, there's no guarantee that you'll live! Shut up! What the hell are you talking about? Aren't you a surgeon? Can't you fix him? I'm not that kind of surgeon. I've told you over and over. I have no experience with saving lives.
You did say that.
Something like this?
He's a plastic surgeon, bro.
There's no way I can do it. Shut up! Shut up, Arturo! You can save his life. Shut the fuck up. Stop saying you can't do it because you can! Don't you understand? I'm going to die right now.
This is intense.
You're going to live. So decide whether you want to at least try to put in some fucking effort for once, or keep making excuses for yourself like a sniveling coward for the rest of your life. I don't even get to make that decision anymore! Stop complaining, you whiny little shit! Grow some fucking balls and save someone's goddamn life, asshole! Because you can! Mono TV, just do it! Get it over with quickly. Please.
Understood. Commencing Ace Marquis' execution at once.
Dang. This is unfortunate.
I'm gonna fucking die. I knew this was going to happen all along. I had no chance of surviving this killing game.
He fought for Levi's life, though.
I'm so scared. I'm so scared of dying. I don't want to die.
Let the execution begin.
Man. We're at the cemetery? What is this, pet cemetery? Anatophobia. Death by illness. Death by fire. All the worst ways to die? Death by car accident. This man is cheating death. Death by falling. Death by murder. Death by drowning. I mean, he did say he was scared to die, so he's literally having to deal with all of the ways to die. Oh. Fear-induced cardiac arrest. Wow. I love how they played on his fear of death. This was actually a really good execution. I mean, it's not completely over yet. I think it kind of is, though. But that was kind of cool. He literally had to go through all the ways that he could possibly die. And they even... right there at the end, the execution, he thought it was going to happen and it didn't happen. And it made his heart stop. Like, he literally was so scared that his heart stopped. That's wild. That was pretty creative. I'll give them that. That was a good one. That's despair. The elevator is open. Everyone, we must carry Levi to the infirmary. Help us out. Is he really going to live? Stop questioning things and just help. We really gotta go. Come on. Terako, come here. Terako, we have to leave. Go on without me. Huh? I let the elevator doors close between us. Come on, Terako. Silence. Everyone was gone. The trial room was empty. Once again, I was all alone. Is something the matter, Terako? Everyone else has already left. I yelled at Ace for being a coward. I told him that he suffered because he pushed away everyone, and that he would die because he couldn't say sorry to anyone. But how could I blame him for that when I'm no different? I'm a hypocrite. I'm the same as Ace or Are, and now they're both dead. You should leave these trial grounds as well and return back to your living quarters. Can I stay here for a little bit? Very well, but I'll shut off the main power in this room soon. You should think about heading back.
Mono TV. You're incredibly cruel.
I don't quite understand what you mean.
What?
You knew exactly what you were doing. Why did you push for Min to be executed so quickly, but stalled for so long to execute Ace?
I was wondering that myself.
You wanted Min to suffer, knowing that she didn't have the time to say all the things she wanted to say. You wanted Ace to suffer, knowing that the longer he lived, the less chance Levi had to survive.
Man.
No. More than that, you wanted all of us to suffer.
I see. That is what you mean. My apologies. I have no choice but to be cruel. This so-called TV show is more about appearances than you'd think, so I must convince everyone that I'm the villain.
That is my secondary purpose after ensuring the death of every participant. What a nice excuse. Even so, you're so cruel. Crueler than me. Crueler than anyone who tried to commit murder. Perhaps you think that, and perhaps you're right. But I have no choice in the matter. I have no conscience, no sense of morality, no will at all. Mono TV's kind of thick, though. I mean... I'm sorry. Hey, whoa. Go back. I am merely a robot, subject to the laws of my code. I have no choice but to perform the actions that my creator dictated I must. Even if I feel pain or guilt, I cannot stop. That is the fate that I have to make others suffer, and there is no diverging from that fate.
Fate? Can you really say it's fate's fault for everything you've done, and pretend that you hold no blame in the matter? I have always said that my misfortune, my personality, the choices I make, everything was all a product of a bad luck that I can't control. That I grew up in such terrible circumstances, so I was destined to grow up to be a terrible person. That everyone else abandoned me, so it's not my fault that I'm alone. I want to say that it's fate's fault, and that I had no choice in the matter, but even so, everyone, Xander, Min, Ari, Ace, maybe even Levi, is it my fault that they died?
I cannot answer that question for you. All the decisions I make were already decided by whatever entity created me, because I am a robot. You're human, unlike me. You have to decide the answer for yourself.
Whether it was the fault of fate or my fault. I already knew the answer. I had known what the answer was since a long, long time ago.
I'll be shutting off the power in this room now, but I'll leave the elevator open for you. You should leave soon.
Yeah.
Sorry, Terrico. Man. That was a really hard watch at the end there, but this is a phenomenal series. I really, really enjoyed this trial. I feel like this was definitely worth the wait. We waited a year and 5 months or something like that, and everybody did a phenomenal job. Everybody that worked on this, the VAs went nuts. They went crazy. Everyone, including Ace. Like Ace we know Ace went nuts. Oh my God, the voice actor, he was in his bag for sure. Everyone just did so great, to the art, to the video editing, to the writing. The script was so nice. Like, this was a really, really well put together trial. The trials for this game, or this fan-gan, sorry, is they're very unique. Like, they're the things that I really like about this series in particular. I'm not saying the daily life is bad or anything like that, but I feel like the daily life is just okay. But then you get into the trials and you really start to see the development. And I already explained like how they do the trials for this, and it's just really phenomenal. Everyone who has put these trials together, when it comes to like the writing and the storyboarding and all of that stuff, like you guys did really amazing with this. It's good. It's amazing. I had a good time with it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Can't wait to explore more fangans in the future. Hopefully chapter 3 comes out sometime in the next year and a half, maybe 2 years, maybe 3. You feel me? Take your time, enjoy yourselves. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Please check out this series for yourself if you haven't already. All the links will be in the description down below. Thank you guys. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys next time.
Hope will never die.